contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3, 2, 1.
We got him. Let's go.
And welcome to Tuesday's Art Stream. I'm your host, Frederick Guimont. I'm here with my co-host, Billy Bob.
Kaplow.
Along with, we got a full house tonight. We are with, you might already know our co-host, Lord Otter. Hello, Otter.
Hello, hello, and squeak, squeak.
And of course, James, I forget how to say your last name, James Esperanza.
Oh, so close. Everybody goes with Esperanza, but no, it's Esparza. Slightly
Esparza.
off. Slightly
I think
off.
you should change it to the one everyone says, and you'll have a lot less hassles.
I get it enough. They're already calling me that every other day. I don't have to change it.
All right, Esparza. I'm sorry. I'll say it the right way. Oh, you're welcome.
Right.
Thank you for being here. And tonight we have a special guest that you probably don't know yet. A good friend of mine. We've worked together in the past on a couple of projects, and we'll be watching one of those projects, a short film we did in 2012. That's like 12 years ago now. My good friend and guest tonight, Danilo Vergara. Welcome, Danilo.
Hey, nice to meet you, everybody. Thanks for having me. So it's a pleasure too.
Good, great. All right, so before we start, previously on ArtStream, I was inking. I'm up at page 8 of inking of the comic currently. So let me boost this. Thank you, Billy Bob. So, and we've got a special commission from Frequency, also known as Wrangler, of his character Sabrina, which I'm in the midst of penciling. Nice, doing a nice tight pencil job before we get to the inking, and that's where I'm at. How about you guys? Where are you at in your projects? I'll start with you, Billy Bob. Are you working on anything this week?
I got to be reading Frequency's book again for the video me and Otter are doing.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
You doing a book review of Frequencies?
Mm-hmm.
Is this the second one that just came out?
This is the first book, though I'm actually planning on doing a video for the second one as well. So I've already got some notes on hand. We're going to be recording our thoughts on it and then compiling it together into an edit.
Oh, nice.
And then I think Tinkage finally got is getting his Ghost of the Badlands shipped. So Otter, you should be getting yours.
Well,
Yeah.
it's about time. I've been waiting for it for like what, 2 or 3 months now.
I think right around 2. Got mine back last month.
Right around 2. I am looking forward to reading it. I really want to do a review on it when we actually get our hands on it. It would be easy to have some screenshots for a video, but whenever it finally gets here, that's when I'll actually be able to do it.
And we got a Berserk stream to set up shortly as well.
That too. That too.
How about yourself, James? Working on anything these days, this week?
I am always working on something collection wise, because some of you may know I'm a collector of old and new literature. I got 2 copies of National Lampoon, well out of print, hilarious as possible.
Nice.
Fun, real fun. Right. And this one actually has a little skit in it where I'm actually going to meet the author of that skit and who was an editor for National Lampoon magazine next month. And I'm going to take this issue with me so he can actually autograph it. So that's going to be fun. But work-wise, I have been, well, recently, as you can see over there, I got this lovely little picture. That one. Frederick recently sent me some awesome images that he drew up for me a while ago. I showed them off on my stream about an hour ago. You guys can go ahead and check them out on my live stream. We go live once a week. The YouTube channel is World Without End Lore. I show those off there on our recent live stream. Besides that, I am always writing. I'm always coming up with some crazy shit to work on, and I'm working on marketing because those of you who know, I'm a short story author and I'm constantly writing short stories, but I need to work on that marketing. So right now it's the marketing phase of things is where I'm focusing on.
Oh, yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. And Danilo, what are you working on these days?
Well, I'm trying to write in a movie, so I try to finish. So try to do that. I used to work in a documentary as well about health. So that was, it came out. So it was with a production company. It was very good. So yeah, it's going to the festival. It went to the Indian Independent Festival. It won a prize, the best documentary. So we are pretty glad about that. Very happy. So yeah, that's where is it. And also I'm as an actor and things like that. So yeah. So try to go with up the hill with the old stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.
And I have a little project with Frederick, and but it's a secret now, for now. But we can talk after in a few months, I guess. So I'm writing a little comic. Yeah. And, it's a little secret project, but not that secret. So anyway.
Top secret. Bottom
All right.
secret.
You said it. So I'm going to have to play
Here we go.
Get
All
ready.
right, Danielo. Don't take this.
Yeah.
Damn, I almost NDA'd myself.
Don't NDA yourself, sir. Don't NDA yourself.
Yeah, you don't never want to NDA yourself.
It's a word of caution.
Yeah, but it was in India. It was in India, so it's an Indian independent festival. So
hold on.
So
do you have to sign when you go to India for a film festival? Do you have to sign an Indian NDA? You know, an NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
I don't know.
No, that's
NDA.
I don't know. I should ask.
Definitely. I need to get it on top of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So tonight
Are
we're
you
going to
doing
watch
stuff for Bollywood?
No, it was really it wasn't Bollywood, not at all. Actually, it's a documentary. So, but yeah, it's nothing to do with Bollywood. So maybe one day I should try. So,
you were saying your Indian fan festival. So I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Was it just
the Indian Film Festival and
did you get to see? Did you go to India to the festival, or just the movie went?
No, I didn't. Is the production company that was working? They sent it, so they sent it over there, the documentary, and yeah. So, but I didn't have the chance to go to India. I would like
sorry
to.
hear that. Yeah, for sure. KST asks.
Yeah. So
KST
I was
Energy.
more for that documentary. I was more in the production team.
Okay, cool.
What was the documentary on?
So yeah,
It was on health, right?
it's
What
about
was it about?
what is about health. Yes, exactly. It's about health, good health, and yeah, food and living well and things like that. So I was more in the production side. I was coordinator in the as a producer, but the team, the filming team, they went to 5 countries: France, Switzerland, Denmark. Yeah, they went a lot of countries here, Canada, United States, of course. So it was a very fun, but it was more the production side of the documentary, and that was fun to see, and very actually I learned a lot with that, So
Didn't the actress who plays in the tonight's film, didn't she go to India as well and do a little Bollywood?
yeah, actually that's true.
And
That's
some,
true. Which is
music
no
videos.
link with the thing I did right now, but yeah, that's true. Ariane, she's from Quebec, but now I guess she lives in Toronto. But yeah, she went to India because she was singing in Indian, and then she won a prize, I guess, over there in the voice, the Indian voice version. Yeah, and that's true. And she's singing in what's the language? When it's a special kind of a way to talk and then sing. And yeah, she did things for Bollywood too. Yeah, so that was yeah, it's funny, but it's no link with my other project, not at all. So that's funny.
Yeah,
that's true.
So tonight's film is a project that me and Danilo did 12 years ago. That's a long time. Do you want to? Maybe we should answer these questions after though. So you'll see it tonight. It's in French, but we have English subtitles. So, and it's only 10 minutes long, so it's not a huge thing.
Yes.
And yeah, here we go. Billy Bob's got it all set up. Do you want to say something to introduce it, Danilo? No? Okay.
Camera freeze.
Camera freeze, perhaps. Danilo, can you still hear me? Okay, maybe
his internet might be working up.
Yeah, we might have lost him. Let's hold on a minute, wait for him to come back. And okay, he's low progress. I think we have some internet issues. Okay, but we can start the movie.
Yeah, that's right. Huh?
He's a little bit of issues, but I think we'll be fine. You can start the movie, Billy Bob.
I can start it. Captions are already automatically on, aren't they?
Sorry, they're included on the actual film, so they're not. Okay. It's not Google's version. Okay.
Yeah, he's in the movie already.
I got a question. Did someone let you borrow the car?
Yeah, that's one of the musicians. So we have we got permission to use their music. And was it one of the musicians, Danilo, or a friend of theirs? It's an old classic store. We got Wrangler coming in here. Hey, Wrangler. What's
A
up?
whole lot of hola. How's it going?
Yeah, we're just starting to watch this short film here that we did a few years back, and I was explaining how we got the car from Danilo. Can you hear me, or are you having some internet issues? Oh, okay. I'll take that as internet issues. So yeah, basically, it's an old classic store owner that lent it to us, Billy Bob.
Nice.
We have internet issues. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't. I hear my name, but I didn't hear the rest.
It's okay. We'll have time to talk after the film. We'll just keep it rolling.
It happens on streams.
Ah ouais! Direction sans falaise! Passe la pédale! Oui! Ah, c'est bon, vieux Pops! Continue tout droit! Prends la grande route! On va aller respirer un peu d'air pur! J'en ai plein mon casque, moi, de la grande ville! Oh! Vas-y, mollo, mon vieux! Vas-y, mollo! Un nid de poule de trop, puis mon gun pourrait partir tout seul! OK! Terminus! Tout le monde débarque! C'est le temps d'une marche chantée, vieux pop. J'ai le cabine téléphonique dans 5 km. Et merci pour la mallette! On dit que j'ai le crack. Je passais chier dans mes culottes. J'étais un bon petit gars au fond, mais j'ai passé l'âge de le jouer, moi. Maintenant que j'ai l'argent, j'ai Mimi, mon petit canard, mon petit amour, Mimi. Mimi.
Larry?
Mimi. La plus belle fille au monde. Je décrocherais la lune pour elle. Elle travaille comme serveuse dans un resto, puis moi comme garagiste.
Mimi?
Mais un bon jour, je vais l'amener loin d'ici. Pour l'instant, le plus important, c'est qu'on s'aime.
Oh, looks like we lost
Mais
Dan.
l'autre jour, ça a bardé.
Uh-oh.
Larry, où est-ce que tu m'emmènes? Ça donne bien l'air louche.
Il y a des choses qui se passent en public, Mimi.
C'est justement ça qui m'inquiète, Larry.
Belle et douce grenouille. Voudrais-tu prendre comme époux Larry Lacasse dit l'intrépide?
Non! Non.
Mimi? Mimi, mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a, mon petit cœur?
C'est que je peux pas te répondre oui, Larry. J'ai fait une promesse.
Une promesse? Mais c'est quoi cette histoire-là, une promesse?
J'ai promis à ma mère sur son lit de mort que j'allais pas me marier avant mes 21 ans.
21 ans? 21 ans. Mais c'est dans 2 ans, ça, Mimi! 2 ans! Mais elle est stupide, cette promesse, voyons! Je t'aime! Tu m'aimes! Mais on s'aime, on se marie, on fait des petits lapins, hein? Quoi de neuf, docteur? Ça, Mimi, ça c'est intelligent.
Écoute, Larry, ma mère n'a pas eu la vie facile. Elle s'est mariée trop tôt, avec un innocent qui l'a laissé tomber. C'est elle qui m'a fait faire cette promesse. Il faut la comprendre. Puis je suis une fille qui tient ses promesses, Larry.
Mais 2 ans, Mimi, c'est une éternité. Voyons, pense à moi. Toutes ces nuits sans toi. Non, 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 non. Je suis pas fait en bois, moi. Puis regarde-toi en plus. T'es belle à croquer.
C'est pas drôle, Larry, mais c'est ça qui est ça.
Je te dis, Mimi, hein, on va passer à côté de nos meilleures années. Brigitte, elle était pas si difficile.
Ah ouais? C'est qui ça? Brigitte?
Une fille un peu nounoune que j'ai connue avant toi. Oui, un peu niaiseuse, mais ben fine.
Tu veux dire que si je brise pas ma promesse, tu vas retourner voir cette traînée?
Va pas croire que je vais aller voir cette Brigitte, hein? C'est toi que j'aime, c'est sûr. C'est toi que j'aime. C'est toi que je préfère. C'est sûr, mon amour, mais elle, au moins, pas si exigeante.
OK, c'est beau, je te marie. Mais je veux un gros mariage. Avec une robe en satin, avec une traîne de 5 mètres, une couronne de fleurs, des enfants de cœur habillés comme des anges, un voyage de noces à Paris. Je vais me faire prendre en photo devant le Taj Mahal en Inde. Bref.
You know, this was a joke in this, but nowadays, let's just expect it, you know?
Ce que ma mère a jamais eu.
Mais voyons, ma petite poulette, arrête de pleurer. Je suis peut-être pas mais riche, mais je vais te l'avoir. Ta lune de miel à Paris, puis ta photo ou ta moutarde, tout ce que tu veux, chérie. Je te jure, voyons, arrête. Je vais te l'avoir. Je pense vous avoir dit que j'étais un bon gars, hein? J'ai grouillé toute la nuit. Puis au matin, j'avais mon plan. Mimi, j'ai un plan.
Un plan?
Le vu-compte comptable où je travaille, il ramasse les profits de la journée. OK? 2, 3 000, 4 000 $ environ. Il va te déposer au coffre de soir à la banque.
Et tu penses pouvoir vider le coffre de soir? Bonne chance.
Et avec 2 cure-dents. À part de ça.
2 cure-dents? Mais de quoi tu parles?
Et j'ai juste à passer avant le vieux au coffre-fort. Là, je casse 2 cure-dents, puis je bloque la serrure avec. Pendant que lui taponne avec ses clés, moi, je me cache dans sa voiture avec un masque puis un fusil en plastique. Quand il revient, je le braque, je l'amène dans un coin perdu en campagne, n'importe où. Je l'abandonne là. Je me sauve avec l'argent. Toi, Mimi, tu veux me rejoindre? On dégage, on se marie, on a des petits lapins, puis l'affaire est croquée, Jack, Mimi.
Mais c'est du vol! Larry, c'est du vol, ça!
Je sais que c'est du vol, Mimi. Je le sais très bien. Mais c'est pas grave. C'est de l'argent sale, de toute façon. Le vieux port de patron que j'ai, il arrête pas de voler des petites vieilles qui connaissent absolument rien à la mécanique. C'est simple, puis sans danger, Mimi. Malgré les réticences de Mimi, nous avons décidé de passer à l'action ce soir. Voyons, Mimi, la porte est barrée. Mimi, où est-ce que t'es? Merde! Ouais, pas là. Mimi! Ah, ça, c'est pas normal. Elle m'aurait jamais abandonné de même. Ah, non, non, non. Ça, c'est louche. Faut que je m'en aille d'ici. Voyons. C'est quoi ça? Mimi! Oh non! Oh non! Mimi!
Are y'all prison outfit actually like red striped? back then?
I don't think this is historically accurate. Dan, do you want to
No.
answer that one?
No, not back then. Yeah, it was actually it was black back then, black stripe, but it's as a comic, so we went more on the comic side of it. So, but it's not accurate. I don't think so. In the 50s, no, 58, which is the story takes place now.
Would you like that supersized?
What?
I'm a guy that's so lonely. And when I need some company,
Cher Louis, c'est l'unique moyen que j'ai trouvé pour te faire patienter à l'abri des tentations d'une certaine Brigitte. J'espère qu'en ces 2 ans, tu trouveras le moyen de me pardonner.
Jesus fuck.
À ta sortie,
What a plot
je
twist.
serai là. Et nous nous marierons. Ta bien-aimée, Mimi.
come on, Foxy Burpenduck.
Well, damn.
Strip like you never
What an ending.
whisper your fantasy in my ear.
That's why you don't threaten your like crazy, French girlfriend about going to another woman if you don't get married now. See, she sets you up, gets you arrested, so you'll be out in 2 years.
Yeah,
And now I want
wish
to.
after all.
it was a good plan for her.
You don't just
Well,
that is what we would call a psycho bitch.
And just one.
He'll be forever mine if I can get him in prison for 2 years.
what was the restaurant? Where was that? filmed?
Good.
What type of was it? Because they had Betty Bop on there and everything.
Betty Boop, yeah. It was
It's
the
in-
restaunt was I'll let Danielle say it, but the restaurant and the diner was the same location.
Yes, exactly. It's in Quebec City, in a neighborhood you call Sillery. So it's a pat retro. And actually, it's funny because Celine Dion, she used to go there. She went to Quebec City. She really loved that restaurant, which is a very, they had fast food, but very 50s. Atmosphere. Yeah. So it was famous for that because Celine Dion went over there. But it's not the reason we shoot over there. But yeah, it's funny.
Is it
But it's in
still
Quebec
open
City?
today?
Yeah.
Is it still
Is it
open,
still open to the
Patrick?
Oh,
Crow?
I think so. Yeah. I think still open. It changed a little bit, but I think it's still open.
Huh.
I really like
Awesome.
the shot composition for the film. It really did feel like a comic book. A big part of it was the cinematography, but the color palette you all used as well. That really added a lot to the film. Strong dialogue too.
Yeah.
In a nice car.
A really nice car.
And
Yeah,
I
we
can
were-
say,
Yeah.
I can say based off of experience, you can't see jack shit out of one of those horse masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not accurate, but we thought it looked good on screen. So
It was hilarious. I thought that
So
was a perfect way to kind of bring in the dark undertone that was throughout the story, as well as to introduce the humor as well, just like that. It had me
Yeah.
smiling, so it's pretty good.
So
That's
he
cool.
he was robbing the dude with a fake plastic gun, right? Because when he
Yeah.
threw it out, it exploded.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
It's,
he thinks himself a good guy because he's stealing from already would-be thieves.
Yeah, that's right. They used to steal the old ladies in the garage. So yeah, so for him it wasn't a big deal, and but still, yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So
So he thought of himself as a Robin Hood that was just working on his own behalf.
exact sort of, yeah, to get married, to have the beautiful psycho girl. But yeah, that's right. So, but it was very important for me to have that comic atmosphere because it's coming from a comic, of course. So I found that in a library. I was living in Quebec City back then, and I found that little comic in a library. So I kept it for years, in my files, and I said I want to do it as a movie, because it wasn't me who wrote it, the whole thing. So I always said to myself, it was very important. I want to do that movie, that little short. I want to do it. I want to do it. So I wait for it for, I don't know, like 6 years, but it was still in my mind. And then I met Frederick, and then so then one day, just random like that, I asked him, you want to do a movie? You want to direct a movie with me? Because he's doing comic, right? So I said he can brings all that comic atmosphere and the ideas and the direction of it. And so we talk, we walk and we talk, and I said, I'm going to produce it. I don't have any money, but I'm going to produce it. And the movie cost me like, I don't know, like $1,000 or $2,000, something like that.
Not bad.
Really not bad.
Not actually,
I'm sure today it'd probably be a bit more expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We used the money to.
Money, so.
Yeah, the money went to rent lighting, I believe.
Yeah, the material. Yeah, exactly. All the lights and stuff and smoking machine and everything. But everybody worked free, in that. Everybody
called up all your friends.
Now, one thing we did have, even though we were a small, really, really tiny little team, we did have catering. So we had a volunteer do all our catering. So it was a professional enterprise despite having no budget.
Yeah, we did it as the most professional we can. And that's right. Even the cars, the whole cars, that was very hard to find the cars, because one day I was in the store, and in the parking lot came a whole car, and I was like, oh my God, wow, that's a nice car. It could be good in the movie. So I talked with the owner of the car, said, hey, you rent a car, how much? I don't know, what the deal we can have. He wanted to rent it for $500 a day, so I was like, okay, I can't do that. It was really hard to find the cars. And then finally, there's one of Frederick's friends. She proposed one of his musician friends. Actually, he did the music for the movie, the band, and he had a whole car, and he had friends with old cars. And here we go. So the guy, the Cyclones, and the singer, they gave us the music, and they give us, for the movie, the cars. So here we go, for nothing.
Yeah, you had the white one and the blue one.
Yeah. Actually, we had 3 cars. It was the first car where the guy, the accountant, left. So that was our first car. And then we got the other one when Larry tries to go, to living. And the other one, the gray one, who passed. So it was 3 cars. But actually, 2 of them, they were very similar. So... But it was really hard to find the old cars, and people too. So that was the first car that we see on the screen. So it's the first car. And then and I guess we're going to see the other one that after.
Do you remember where the second one was?
And at the end, we can see the second car more at the end. If we go on, there's the second car here, which is Larry's car, and you see the other one, the gray one, in the back. So we moved like 3 old cars, without permits, to shoot in the streets. So no permits at all. It was a guerrilla style. And that was that was something to find the cars. And the first scene we shoot in a building garage. Remember, friend?
The first scene, because the first scene is when he's walking. The first time we shot. Yeah, the first
time we shot, exactly. When he's in the car and he steal the money.
Yeah, I remember that.
You
Yeah.
remember that? It was
We
in
did green screen. Yeah, we had a parking garage, put a green screen behind the car so we could use when he's driving. When you see him driving, there's even like shots of rear projection. It's not really rear projection, but we green screened it.
Yeah, that's right. One of my friends who used to work in Ubisoft, so Nicolas Robitaille, he did that stuff. So yeah, so that was and once again, as we were talking and said, well, in the whole movies is what you see, very fake. In the back, I was rolling, so that's what we wanted, So
Yeah, it
I'm
looked
trying
like
to
those
find
old.
the comic that you said is on.
See, that's the clincher of the whole story, because Danilo, like, what's it, 18 years ago, found this comic, copied the pages from the comic, but you did not copy the name of the comic or the author, right?
that's right, exactly. That was very funny.
What was the name of the comic?
I don't I don't know. I know the artist. The artist's name was Riff, and that's why we call the movie Riff. So that was the name of the artist. But it was really funny because that day it was in 2005. It was a day off for me. I was I had a job and I had a day off, and then it was a snowstorm in Quebec City. So it was the afternoon. I took a little taff of weed, and then one of my friends called me and said, I'm at the library. Can you join me? You want to join me? I said, yeah, of course. So I walk, in the snowstorm, the wind, the snow, and everything. And then I arrived to the library. My friend was there, and we chat a little bit. And I said, I'm going for some books. And then I found that comic. It was there was a lot of short comics. So I read that one, and I said, good Lord, that's a good story. Wow, I love it. It's nice. Wow. And I'm a really rock and roll and, 1950, fan, 1960. I'm a real big fan, Elvis fan and everything, Beatles and everything. So I had that story, and I said, it's kind of a James Dean style, and but in a funny way. Anyway, so I want to do it as a movie. And then I went to make some copies, and I guess I was still stoned. I don't know, something like that. And then I did it like all, so it wasn't good copies, So I took, it was really, on the sides and everything. So in one of the copies, the first one, there was a name of the artist, but I took it wrong, it was the down page. I didn't copy. So in 2011, and then after 2012, when we did the movie, so we were looking for the artist, to give him all the credits, We didn't want to steal the credits, but we couldn't find it. Couldn't find it on the internet. Couldn't find the book. I went to the same library. Couldn't find the book, and then so that was it was funny, but not funny at the end. But so yeah, so if Riff, the artist Riff, listen to this, well, please contact me, Danilo Vergara, and then we can give you credits, no money because we don't have money, but we can give you the credits at least. So that's the whole story, and we were laugh about it. So I said, well,
Is this the name of the series, Myrtle Fauvet?
What?
Do you have did you find something, Otter?
I might have.
Oh yeah, really?
Let's see. I don't know how similar this art looks.
Pull up.
How similar is this?
I don't think so.
Oh,
that is a little.
Is that
small.
it?
Oh, let's. Well, it's similar. It's not that one, actually, but it's similar. Yeah.
I wish this was a little higher resolution.
Do you still have the photocopies?
I do have the photocopies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have the photocopies. Yes, I do. It's in my files on my desk, but yeah, I do have the photocopies. Yeah. And then Yeah, so the art, don't have the title, so never found the title, but the artist was Riff. So that's why we said we're gonna call the movie. We're gonna call it Riff.
What happens if you just misread it and his name was actually like Doug? You know?
Yeah, John Doe.
So anytime you tell like, oh, we thought the artist's name was Rift.
Yeah. But because we had the name, I think I'm going. I think it's pretty close in my desk. I'm going to find the photocopies in a few moments. So that's the whole story about it. The how I found the story, and then so I was saying I keep it in my mind for 5 years, and then when I met Frederick and I knew he was doing comics, and so I showed him that. I showed him the story and everything, and we shot, and we did a good job in the way that we had a rehearsal. You know, we rehearse every single actually scene, especially with the actress, who's playing Mimi, Ariane. She's a singer, actually, Ariane Roberto. And then we rehearse that in my apartment and everything. We rehearse the whole thing, you know. So everything was rehearsed. Yeah.
So I don't know if I was missing the context, but when she freaked out or like done the eye shot of when he knocked over the salt, was that supposed to be like a bad luck sign? So that's why she
set
him up.
Exactly. The bad luck. We I don't know why we lose the sound. I don't remember why, because it was a big sound when the guy is going like, well, it's nothing's gonna happen. It's all right. And then there's also it's bad luck, you know, to drop the salt, and we lose the sound of it. So actually, but yeah. So that's a symbol of it.
So Billy Bob, this is where Ariane is at today. She's singing some Hindi song, I think. Also, KST was asking earlier what I was drawing. Who was the beautiful lady on the left here? And this is Sabrina. Wrangler, do you want to tell us a little bit about Sabrina, since you commissioned this illustration, if you are close by, Wrangler?
Yeah, she is she's a character that first appears in Haley Star, Bad Kitty, and she actually becomes one of the main characters in the follow-up Bad Kitty Haley's World. The picture kind of says it all. She'll kick your ass. She grew up in an organization known as the Hunters, and she trained there. So as the name implies, they're all very well versed in woodland survival and everything. Their organization started around 300 BC, and pretty much you could think of them kind of like rangers. They were the hunters of their villages. They also communicated. They checked the woods. They did search and rescue missions. They escorted people who were traveling through the woods and that kind of stuff. And as time went on in her world, when over the centuries somebody that age was taken over, the hunters. Yeah.
This is a very long-winded way of saying, yeah, I made a hot chick with big tits. Deal with it.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I was going to ask, did she always come with such ample assets?
Yes.
Nice.
Why not?
You want me to play the sing song?
Yeah, let's maybe just a little excerpt there. This is the actress Ariane Roberto singing. I think it's a Hindi song, I believe.
Probably won't be able to play much of this.
Yeah.
All right, I think
Are we going to have to EPAP this? Are we going to have to stop it every few seconds just to keep us from being copyright struck?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they have copyright strikes on those, but you never know.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
don't
like
know.
major Hollywood studios, so it might be safe.
Yeah. I played a clip on Winging a couple weeks ago, and it was a very old clip that went all over YouTube. So I didn't think anything of it. And next thing I know, the show was blocked from certain territories because of the copyright.
Oh, they're blocking you
I
right
don't want to
now.
sound like a
Right.
dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
I love that clip.
That's the best.
We gotta get some more idiocracy clips.
For sure. I need to get more.
one
I
thing
still have to see that movie.
One thing I enjoyed about the film was your choice of fonts, which I assume is completely comic book inspired.
Yes.
But as some of you know, I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I take fonts way too seriously. I'm a font nerd. So when I saw that, like, this is nice. I enjoy that. Though it's
Cool.
a film, that may be my favorite part.
Awesome, man.
Oh yeah.
Frederick, did you make the fonts?
No, had nothing to do. Was it NIL who did we did that, those decisions, you and I and NIL.
Yeah. And NIL, which was the photography, the DOP, the director photographer. Yeah.
And also we did the editing. NIL did the actual hands-on editing, and we were in the editing room with them.
Yeah, exactly. We did actually we did kind of everything.
Yeah, we had our hands on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It came out really great. I enjoyed the cinematography. The shots were well placed, well chosen. I have a friend who's in film school now. They made they've been in there for like 3 years. They made like their 5th short film. Wasn't that great at all. Wasn't that terrible cinematography and all that jazz. And then so to watch something like this, I'm like, okay, this could go either or. Let's see. It's like, oh, okay, that's refreshing. That's nice.
Did it commit the vital sin where it felt like it was being filmed in someone's backyard?
No, it didn't feel like that. You know, technology is luckily came so far. There's a lot of lovely prosumer cameras out there you can pick up relatively cheap, or even cell phones, some of them these days. And you don't have to worry about that too much. That's actually one of the reasons I picked up the phone that I have now. It literally replaced the camera I had for about 6 years, but the camera was just so out of date, and phones have come so far that the cell phone's camera is officially better than my old Canon camera that's laying around somewhere.
It's wild. I'm in the same situation with my Android that beats out the old Nikon. It's crazy.
I think they've made entire videos showing like what a GoPro can do compared to these like professional $20,000 cameras or something like that. And it's very similar. In fact, GoPro actually edges it out in a few different areas.
Wow.
So $500 compared to $20,000, it's a pretty obvious choice.
Yeah. Big difference there, yeah.
Especially when you actually have a good story versus what the pros are putting out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Equipment definitely helps, but you know, like I said, you guys had I'm assuming great storyboarding, good shots, great fonts, good atmosphere. You know, you brought it in a lot of fields that really bring that short film together and deliver in a lot of ways. So I really enjoyed that one.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cinematography, it really helped draw me in. I think there were a lot of, I could tell that you all were using a lot of ingenuity with how the camera was angled, kind of like actually setting the scene. It felt really authentic. I really liked it. It was just easy to kind of get into the whole stylized world of Riff and everything that was going on.
Was that supposed to be the 50s, or is it just stylized after and kind of meant to be a little on the timeless side?
No, it was the 50s. Yeah, we said kind of the story 1958. So yeah, it was supposed to be the 50s exactly, but at the same time timeless, you know. So, but it was really set in that time, the 50s. It was the influence was well, you can see the colors, of course. You were talking about the colors, because in those days they had the cinemascope that was yellow, a lot of red and yellow, and so yeah, and there's a big influence of Tarantino actually, so for the it was a Tarantino influence, so we can say that, and then and of course Rebel Without a Cause, a James Dean's movie. You can see the colors, the same colors, when you watch the movie, and of course the first Elvis movies as well. There's some shots when Larry is going like, that way, and there's an angle. So I took that from an Elvis movie, the movie you call Loving You. I was Elvis second movie, and so we took from that all that influence, and we mixed that to do so what you got, so yeah.
I wonder what it is about mid 20th century that does lend itself to that timeless quality more so than other things. Like if you want to do something that's set in kind of a modern day setting, but you don't want to peg it down, people usually draw from an aspect or two of mid 20th century, and it seems to work very well. It seems like it could be almost any time.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of the answer is mid 20th century. If we're talking about like the 1940s, 50s, 60s, it was a rapid time of change. Each decade was kind of like rapidly building on the one before it. You just got out of World War II, a worldwide conflict, and then all of a sudden it's a technological boom of progress, both from a technology perspective and then cultural. Things are rapidly changing, so that just kind of naturally lends itself to good stories.
Oh yeah, especially in the 60s, it's changed so much, so fast. Between the 50s and the 60s, it was so fast that the change is just crazy. The technology, the culture, the social matters, it's changed so fast. It's crazy. Yeah, after the Second World War, it was big change and very, very rapid, very fast. Yeah.
And Danilo was mentioning the cinemascope of the 50s, which made me reminded me that we have a trailer for Riff, because we put that in there. Billy Bob, can you pull up the link in the private chat? If you're there, I know you were stepped out for a moment. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hold up.
So this is basically just a short trailer we made for our short film.
Quick question: how many times did she have to do the milkshake scene?
I think we just did it once, or it was that shot. Yeah, no, we did it a few times.
A few times, yeah,
5 or 6 times, yeah.
Turn around
5 or 6 times. Did she get a brain freeze?
Well, it was actually spinning the hair around was the tough part. Because drinking the straw was the easy part. It was really the spinning the hair. Herself spinning around with the hair. Getting that right was a little fussy.
Voudrais-tu prendre comme époux la relax et l'intrépide?
How big was Elvis in Canada?
In Canada, in Quebec City, Quebec City, in Quebec, Canada was pretty big. Still, pretty big. Very, very, people love him. Yeah.
Well, there's a whole film around a fat guy playing Elvis, like in his story called c'est quoi non?
Elvis Gratton. So it's basically making fun of this fat old Quebecer going to like Elvis competitions and stuff. And so yeah, that's right. Yeah, kind of they're a Quebecer redneck. Yeah, but the real Elvis was very famous. Actually, there was a big show. You call it Elvis Story, and it went for a long, long time. Even the guy who did Elvis, he sings this in Las Vegas, where the same place where Elvis did his shows, you know. And then, but Elvis was very big over here. I mean, you know, and very, very famous actually. People loved him. Yeah.
I didn't know how big he was in Canada.
Actually, he came in Canada too. Elvis never left United States. Well, he left for the army, but he didn't do any show outside United States. But the only place he made 2 shows. It was in Canada, in Ottawa and Vancouver. He did 2 shows.
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
And you got like you said you had musicians actually do the score for you.
No, they lent us tracks from their albums. So these are local musicians who have like rockabilly style, and it fits so perfectly. And they allowed us to use the tracks. Yeah.
You know, y'all should do like a black and white version.
I can do that for you. Just send me a file. I'll turn it black and white.
It would look good, but different.
The musical choice was very good. I see the inspiration of both Elvis and what's his name, Quentin Tarantino from those choices, as well as the ending of the trailer.
I see that Tarantino sort of like Pulp Fiction influence there.
Yeah, I have to say a shout out to Jessica Lerlier, who gave us the contact for those musicians, which led to the cars and everything.
Yeah,
it's really because of her help that opened up a lot of possibilities.
If you weren't going to be able to get the cars, would you have just had it like shot in a cardboard box?
Yeah, we'd have green screened it, you know, and added it in post production with 3D models. Yeah.
There you go. Just get miniatures. Do it like faraway shots.
Well, we even have a 3D register. So if you open up Riff and you look when you see the cash register in the diner, we had a modern cash register by mistake. We forgot to move it out of the way, and
you deposited a 3D one in its place.
Yeah, we had to add so we got some terrible 3D if you look closely at the scene, but it's funnier than anything else.
It was really funny because we said like we're gonna move the modern, you know, the modern cash, you know. So the guy went like, oh no, don't forget about it. We're gonna do it post production, you know. We're gonna So when you can move it, you can do it right away. Just do it, you know. So after that, it was a lot of work. So it was funny things. Oh, we're doing post production, you know. So it took a long time to move.
All right, Frederick. You know? I don't speak French, so I have no clue what it says.
Yeah, this is Pat Retro. This is the website for the diner.
Does it have a photo, like an option where I can?
But it changed. See, it changed a little. I mean, a lot. So, which is the restaurant now. So it changed a lot. Actually, you don't see the comic around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it don't have Betty Boo on the
Betty Boo and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, where was it shot back here? Is where y'all were doing it? Or over here?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It changed. It changed actually. It changed a lot.
Now you're making me hungry.
I was muted all this time. I was explaining everything and muted. It appears they changed location. This was like 12 years ago, so I think they have a physical location is different now.
I don't know if they changed the address, but the definitely the place is changed a lot. Actually, that's what I hear. It changed. Yeah. So, and actually, we had that place for free as well. You know, so. Went in the night, and night in the evening, and
they gave us an hour or two, but
I think it was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was like 2 hours after the closing time, and then
So-
we got the extras. We had
That's a lot of
gathering.
shot. Yeah, we had 2 scenes. We had the diner scene and we had the restaurant scene, and multiple shots in the restaurant with the jukebox. We had to do all that under 2 hours, so we didn't get extra shots. A lot of what you see is first take because we had to quickly. The owner was waiting outside with the key, waiting to close out for the night. So they were very generous with their time.
Yeah, exactly. But we had to do it fast. And it's funny. I don't remember the traveling. When we have the dancers and everything, the traveling. It was done with I think it was like a beach chair and some wheels. Yeah, remember that, friend?
Yeah, it was. I was on because I think Nick was handling the camera, so we were pushing him on it. It was a kind of a little dolly.
Down. Yeah,
it's a little dolly that you were sitting on. So we had timed everything with the dancers so that we could dolly in and turn and then end up at the table with Danilo and Ariane.
Exactly. So you get that traveling, going in, zoom in, traveling and zoom in, and then but that was with the dolly and the beach chair. That was funny.
Could you imagine if we had $180 million?
God.
Could have had.
But sometimes you can have a lot of money. You can have and you don't do good movies. So
Frederick, have you seen some of the latest Marvel movies?
No, everyone tells me not to, so I stay away. But I will go see. I'll go see Deadpool. Yeah. No, I'm aware of the Acolyte. The Acolyte has changed Star Wars much now. Did you guys see the changes that happened to the Acolyte to Star Wars?
No.
I think even before the Acolyte, a lot of big changes were happening to Star Wars that I just did not care about.
Yeah, let me bring
Star
everyone
Wars
up.
means nothing to me anymore.
Let's bring everyone up to date.
If you only knew the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
That's awesome.
Who dubbed over that?
That is that's a clip that I saw featured on Echo Base, the YouTuber. So I don't know who created it, if it was him or someone handed it to him. But I thought it's so hilarious that it had to be part of the lineup. And I think it's about time for our PSA. So hold on to the bottom here. Here we go.
You looking for it?
Yeah, I got it.
Why are you hanging out with him? He can't even walk.
Yeah? Well, I can. And I'm walking away from you.
Actually, let's roll.
Making fun of someone with a disability is retarded.
So that's how you and Danny Lowe met?
Pretty much. I mean, I said yes to this movie because Danny Lowe said I could lock him in a jail. So when you see the hand closing the door, that's me.
Exactly.
Danny
he was
Lowe,
happy to close me in the jail. So
I just don't know who let you out. You said you had 1 hour to share with us today, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. You're welcome to stay if you want, but I know you have some things to get to. So if you want,
But
you
first, I'm gonna try to find the copy. So give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back, and then after I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, take your time, and we're usually here for 3 hours, so you got 2 hours left.
Great.
2 hours to find those.
2 hours left. So I'll try to find it, and then I'll be right back.
Awesome. Cool.
All right.
I'm sure, I mean, as the years go by, it's going to get easier and easier to trace that artist. We're eventually going to find it. So.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Unless
But
you
that's
just
not bad, man.
one-off project.
Shows you what you could get done in a good economy.
Yeah, man. It's like everyone liked the story. I think it starts there. Everyone thought, okay, this is something cool that needs to exist. So that was the feeling upon which we all connected. And then Daniel's the one who fronted the cash. It was his project, and we just gave our time and effort and love and
frequency.
Frederick, I think I know the answer. I think I know why this comic has been so hard to find.
It's
French.
Riff NDA'd himself.
Did he?
NDA? Hold up. Play it again.
Damn, I almost NDA'd myself.
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
James is like, oh, I can't hear the turds.
See, I mean,
yeah.
Someday it'll come true. Like someone will, because I think the art you showed earlier, Otter, looks like the same art we had. Like Daniel's gonna find the copies. You'll get
what
to
you
see.
got to do is this: you just gotta shop around your short film until somebody sees you.
Yeah.
They'll find you.
Eventually, we'll get sued. Oh, that's the guy.
I was looking at Riff Rebs' art just a second ago. He's got some incredible artwork.
What's the last name? Riff who?
Where I was searching it, it wasn't just Riff. It was like Riff Rebs or something like that.
How do you spell that?
It's like RIFF and then Reb, REB.
REB. Oh, just Reb. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it was in a bande dessinée with multiple stories, if I understand correctly. Because this is a very short story, as you can see.
Riff Rebs.
Hi guys, I found it. I found the whole thing, and that's what I actually. There you go. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, just put it up close to the camera. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. So is James on the other side. He is James Olding and Riff, the artist. So
could it be Riff Reb?
Riff Rebs.
Riff Rebs, maybe.
Yeah, and so see, when I took the copy, the photocopy, I cut. I cut the title. I said to myself, "Well, this is not important." Of course, I'm kidding. So, but yeah, so this is the comic.
What did you
And
say?
this is a cow mask. I know a pig, kind of a cow, cow or pig or something. Yeah, a mask, and we went for a horse mask, and finally we get the zebra.
Well, because we couldn't get the horse mask in time, we wanted to order it, and but we stumbled on. So we were hunting for other masks in the stores nearby, and we found a bad clown mask, but we eventually found the zebra mask.
What was the first dude's name? James what?
Holding.
Holding, yeah. James Holding.
James Holding.
Nice.
I'll actually be able to track it now.
It is good art. I do enjoy that art style.
It was great, when I saw that. And I said, oh, that's great. This was beautiful, with the colors.
Gentlemen know I got a special thing for black and white art. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Absolutely.
Was this originally in color or was it always in black and white?
No, it was no, exactly. It was black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to. You need to do get it transferred over to black and white and re-release that short film again.
Yeah,
black and white.
So, we'll call it.
Nice as I have the show up on the big screen so I could really see that art.
Do this. Release the short film in black and white, but also make it a silent film.
Listen, I told you her ass was crazy. Look how he's drawn her. That's definitely crazy. Look at that.
Yeah. Mimi really. Ariane did a great job.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that face. Yeah. That's what you want to take home to mama at night.
What's wrong with your face?
Yeah, this psycho bitch, exactly. There you go. So this is whoops, the other side. Yeah, this is Larry here. Ah, God. Okay, here we go. So this is this is my role and everything. And here we go. So
nice.
And it's handing. Oops, it's in that way. So see, we got pretty similar the.
Yeah, they come up behind them.
Exactly, that's right. And at the end, we couldn't find that type of car. It was hard to find the other one. So this kind of that, to have that was really, really hard, of course. So that's how I used to work in a fortress in Quebec City you call the Citadel. And I was, so I had the permission, and they had a cell, for soldiers that was, it's a whole cells from the British soldiers, 1861, something like that. And I had the permission. We're allowed to shot over there, and that's how we shot, and we closed the movie that way, So that's right. And we did a little, actually, Fred, with Photoshop, or I don't know how you did it. We got, we got.
GIMP.
There we go. Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
GIMP, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, see, when I was saying the influence, so this is, of course, an Elvis movie, right? So I said, well, we have to take the same colors and the same kind of the inspiration. So here we go. So that's how we used to work, yeah. I got the whole stuff over here, got everything. I don't know if you, oh yeah, and that's, we did a lot of searching job, just taking from old movies, how this is a French singer, Johnny Hallyday, and then how people dressed back then to be more accurate that way. So of course we got James Dean. Well, we did for girls what girls used to dress, to try to be the more accurate possible. There you go, there. So yeah, so we did try to be the more professional we can. We rehearsed the thing, we did the research and everything. So, and actually, you can have if you have a lot of money and you don't do that type of job, you're gonna have a bad movie. You don't have a lot of money, but you do your research and you work well, you can have something interesting. So that's what we try to do, and I guess we did it. I hope.
And you had to do a lot of that in one take.
You have the restaurant scenes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes in one take, exactly. That's right.
And when he proposes, it was so freaking cold, man. It was like we had to put coats. It felt like the winter. We had to put coats on the actors between the shots because it was so freaking cold.
Yeah.
And like they had a hard time just not having their jaw shake from the cold. And we had a generator to produce the lighting as well. And so we had to fight not to get the generator on the sound. So we eventually had to redub that scene because of
the wind. Yeah, it was a wind. It was on a cliff, huh? Remember that on the Lévis side. Lévis is a part of Quebec City, and then after the Saint Lawrence River, and then there's a cliff. So there's a big terrace, and then so the wind was crazy, and we have to redo we have to dub it. Yeah, exactly.
And we even have the Queen Elizabeth boat in the background of the movie, but it's blurred out, so you can't see it so there's no proof of this, but we know because we were filming it, and it was like docked in Quebec at the time, and it was just passing behind, but the focus was on the actors, so we never see it. You just see the lights in the background. But that's the Queen Elizabeth.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that it was in the autumn time we did it. Yeah, that's right. So
yeah.
All right. So I hope, guys, you enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, can you tell us where can people find you? You have a website, I believe.
Well, actually, you can find me in linksview.com.
Links view. So
links,
LY.
exactly.
Hold on, I'll put it in the.
In English, it's links view, but links view. So you can find my stuff over there. This is my company, my production company, Links View Productions. So now I'm trying to finish my movie. So it won't be a short. And then, so I work in different projects and everything. So, and I was saying, I got that I'm writing a story, a comic. So I try to have the comic, with Frederick, but that's going to be for another
Another
shot.
show. NDA. It's a secret for now. Top secret. Can you blow it up, Billy Bob? Or
What am I blowing up?
the website. It's just a tiny window.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we gotta
switch it up. There you go. Thank you.
It automatically it's doing that thing where it automatically puts in like a small thing.
Oh right, a small preview window. There we go.
That's right. So if you go to that website, you can see some other work that I did, that I direct, I play on it, you know, so and everything. So I pretty do, you know, directing and acting and writing. So
not to mention the cat in the upper left-hand corner just makes it so much more badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the logo I did for Daddy Logo.
Very nice, huh? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you did it. It's a very, very nice song.
Yeah, I had one of those walk through my yard one day while I was out there.
Really?
I called to it, but like all other cats, it ignored me.
But they're not dangerous. They are.
No, they avoid people for them. I mean, it's not an actual. It's not probably not the exact same kind of lynx. Around here, we got the bobcats.
Okay.
So I mean, they're very closely related.
Yeah, but didn't know that lynx is pretty small, smaller than a bobcat or a mountain
A
lion.
bobcat is a type of lynx. All the ones you see with those tufted ears and the little chops coming down. Most cats you see with that are part of the lynx family.
Oh, they're very nice animals. I love them. You know,
They're gorgeous.
How my company. I identify myself as a lynx. So, yeah, some ways, I'm a wildcat. I try. All right, guys. So it was a real pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. You're welcome to swing by anytime.
I will for sure. I see you again for sure. So, all right. Have a good one. Nice evening.
You too.
Enjoy.
Thanks
and
for stopping.
keep creating.
Hail and good night.
Otherwise, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Fred. I talk to you later.
Ouais, salut.
Okay. À la prochaine. Ciao.
Bobcat in French is chat, Robert. I'm probably not
Robert.
pronouncing that right.
No,
It's much cooler when you say it.
Chat Robert.
Charlotte Robert, what?
Well, Bob is
Ah,
Robert. So Bob is Robert. Robert's pronounced in French is Robert. And cat in
Robert?
French.
What?
Robert.
Robert.
Say that again.
Robert. Yeah, James has got it.
LaBelle?
Otter too. Robert. Yeah.
You got to put a
Robert?
little.
Yeah, you got it. Because you don't pronounce the T. Because you rarely pronounce. There's always a bunch of letters you don't pronounce in
Are
French.
you saying LaBelle?
Yes. Robert.
Fuck French.
Now, I wonder what the T, why the T is on the end of all those words. But the even bigger mystery is, what is the purpose of the letter H in Spanish? Seriously, you remove it from every word, it changes nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hola, hola.
No, I don't write it, man.
Let's not even get into English's
Look, he was even
problems.
trying to say "laugh my ass out" in French. Look at that. He's
Yeah, if we go into English, it's just all a whole bunch of contradictions.
We're going to be here
The
all
X
day.
And the J in Spanish sound exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah. And how oh man, what is it? The Brazilian Portuguese, they laugh by saying ja 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 ja. That's their LOL. Like it took me so
Yeah,
long
it's,
to
it's in the text stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I noticed while going through a Japanese book that instead of the ha ha ha, there was a lot of fuh, and I think that was supposed to depict laughter.
It sounds
I'm
like
not certain.
laughter. It sounds like just ha ha ha. It's strange kind of. I don't see any F's in my laughter.
But it is. I wonder how many different ways it's depicted in different languages and cultures.
Let's see. So in Spanish it's JAJA, but I think pronounced it's ha ha ha. still.
Yeah.
Japan, it's like kikiki or something like that. What else is there?
Like a cat.
So it's like that's supposed to be a snicker.
Yeah, it's a snicker.
Because they snicker in Japan.
There's
They
a
don't
Ghost
laugh.
of the Badlands
We're in the
update.
West.
Let me see.
Oh,
Yeah, when I was going through the Metroid manga, I see all the onomatopoeia, but it's in Japanese characters. So I'm like,
oh yeah.
and it
Otter.
looks so cool, but I have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
All right, your Ghost of the Badlands will be arriving sometime.
Oh,
Soon.
thank
They're
sweet
all
Jesus.
shipping out.
Thank goodness.
I think Kage's still been 3 days waiting on his. Sent me a message today.
I want to grab the color version when it comes out available to the public.
I'm just waiting to see a message saying your package arrived. I would go, what package? And then all of a sudden it's that.
Yeah.
That actually happened when Frederick's art showed up, because it said it wasn't going to show up until tomorrow, and then there was just at my door one day. I was like, oh, what's this? And
Yeah,
then
how
it
good
popped
was
up.
the how good was the delivery?
It
James?
was all right. I mean, I
Didn't
don't
get
know what
fucked
the
up,
original
was it?
package left when it got here, but the art's in great condition.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in really great condition. Let me set up the
Because when I do that thing, Frederick, I'm gonna have pay the shipping to have it sent over.
Yeah, and it's not that much. Like it cost me what, $20 Canadian for James's.
That's cheap for Canadian.
Yeah, so it's 11 by 17. I have an inch or two extra on the width, and I put foam cores around it. So like styrofoam boards, which are about what, a quarter inch each, maybe less. And those take most of the hits, and so the art stays intact. I tape the art. I put the art in an envelope that I tape.
Yeah, because it'd just suck if someone fucking bent it in half. Like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
No, that's why I put the styrofoam boards. You can't bend styrofoam boards unless you put your foot on it and willingly, want to destroy it.
Yeah. It came out great. In the private chat, I asked ChatGPT to spell out all the different ways to say ha ha ha, and it went at it.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. I'm getting a kick out of it. Okay, I can't read that Greek one.
Yeah,
Listen,
French
it
is.
gets the Russian one or the Japanese and like Korean and all that. And it
Ooh,
doesn't know
Russian
what-
is
I
great.
is literally just fives. Five.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh,
Thailand's all
dude.
fives.
James, I'm totally going to use this in my comic because I got a Russian chick. I'm going to make her laugh. Zag, zag, za. That's too fucking.
Well, hold up. Look that up and make sure that's right.
Yeah. You want to double check.
No, I will rather be wrong and funny than have
Is that how it's being pronounced, or is that just what the
Maybe-
text is showing?
No, in parentheses it says ha ha ha. So I think it's pronounced the same. It's just spelled that way.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Mandarin is in Mandarin.
Yeah, the thing
Still,
is like,
ha ha.
is that really? Come on, Chat GPT. Like, our thighs literally going 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5
I doubt
5 5
that.
5 5.
That's-
So Japanese apparently is a lot of slash and backslashes.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you say that?
That's how you laugh in Ninja.
Yeah, because it
Indonesian,
crashes
yeah.
your database. If you put that in your database, it's crashed. It's whacked.
Indonesian evidently is waka 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 waka. WK
Wagga,
WK
wagga,
WK.
Waka waka.
The Danish, it has nothing for Danish. Don't laugh. No.
Yeah, Danish, they have no sense of humor.
No.
Hebrew is in. There's no way in fucking. Ooh, well, I mean,
the Hebraic
Japanese
ones.
is,
Yeah, those aren't ends actually. They're I don't know what they're called, but
Where's Hebrew? I used to know a little Hebrew. Okay, yeah, I know that symbol. That's a symbol. That's not an N. That's a particular symbol. Hebrew is an interesting language. Hebrew is a very interesting language because each symbol
very
is
multifaceted.
It means several words, and depending on which symbols you put next to them, you basically Hebrew's written in phrases, not words. So it's a very interesting one.
And it all has mathematical properties as well.
Yep.
Well, Latin didn't correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Latin not have numbers?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, you have
Are you
Latin
thinking of
numbers.
Roman numerals?
Yeah. Yeah, because what we know as numbers today are known as Arabic numbers.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like in their thing, they didn't.
No, they had like
not distinguished the way we distinguish it.
MCXVII, you know.
Dude, even in my generation in class, a lot of students I had didn't understand fucking Roman numerals at all.
Dude, they can't read a clock now.
Show them the Mayan counting system.
Huh. We don't even know the Mayan counting system.
No, not the calendar, just the counting system. It was really kind of cool the way it was worked out. Or am I thinking of the Aztec? I don't know. I'm sorry to admit I often mix those two up, and I know they're two different.
Yeah, he says, those brown cultures, they get very easily mistaken for each other, you know.
Well, let's just screw everyone up and say this is an abacus.
Well, the Aztecs basically descended from the Mayans.
But they are two distinct cultures.
Yes, though I think only the Mayans is considered the only real ancient Latin American.
Aren't they both cutting people's heads off and sacrificing them? Like every year?
But the Aztecs were way, way, way more into the sacrifice thing. Though they did have bloodletting, which was where they would take a needle and shove it through someone's peni and let it bleed. Many people died from it, usually of disease. That's why I'm totally okay with my ancestors being conquered and destroyed by my ancestors.
Yeah, the whole human sacrifice thing, no bueno.
They weren't that great at war either. They were all into capturing their enemies for sacrifice rather than killing them.
It honestly kind of reminds me of where I watched Apocalypto for the first time a few months back.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good one.
I haven't seen it. What are your thoughts on that, Otter?
I thought it was really solid. It's kind of going straight into the heart of that. It's around the end of the Mayan Empire, isn't that right? Am I wrong there?
I don't know. They don't really make it noticeable. But I'm assuming it would be. They don't like straight up tell you.
Because it's all subtitles, right? They speak supposedly the authentic language of
they speak
Mayan.
Human sacrifice.
Yeah, they speak.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got to keep up our PSAs here.
I mean, it was diving straight into where it's like the main character is pretty much being enslaved. His whole like home village is destroyed, and it's like it's going straight into like the human sacrifice thing where it has like the giant ziggurats where people are getting their hearts carved out. The only way he's saved is where an actual eclipse starts covering up the sun. So I mean, you can tell that everybody like did moderate amount of research into it. But I mean, in general, it's a really solid movie. There's a fun little kind of like legend they talk about at the very beginning where it's just kind of like a sort of like it's a legend and a bedtime story, but around the end of the movie, you see where a lot of it kind of feeds back into sort of like this tale of revenge. So it works really well. It's really clever stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed the film. It's been a couple years since I officially seen it, but I used to have that one on DVD back in the day. All the actors, none of them spoke English. They only spoke that Mayan language that they were speaking in the film. So they were all pretty authentic. There are some places in deep into Mexico and around there that they speak Mayan still.
Frederick, that's what gets me nervous about learning how to draw and shit. It's just getting to hair and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I just figured it out like recently, so don't feel bad.
Because you got
Frederick did really great on this drawing for me because for each character here, I gave him a separate reference sheet. And like I told him before, you could actually tell which character is which simply based off of their armor.
That's awesome.
This is why
Yeah.
one day, very soon, I want to ask Frederick to draw a commission for General Karst, because these ladies here are not far off from the mark whatsoever.
Awesome.
Real good stuff.
Thank you.
I got another piece he did.
Yeah, James had a just AI references for the armor, so the characters had really outlandish designs on them because it was, machine designed. But to take those inspirations and to render them was interesting because it gave you really unique designs on the armor that you don't always see.
It's like the world's biggest cannon right there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's supposed to be. It's got some lore behind it. But that cannon, I actually asked Readout Productions, if he knew any great weaponry, and he sent me an image of a much more smaller version of that one.
I want to see it in action. Does it shoot or is it out of commission?
Did you have to change this
that one
in the book?
What's that, Billy Bob?
There's a fucking train. Hold up. Did you change the description of the book to match what the canon's in the drawing?
No. The official literature on the cannons has yet to be written, but I was looking for something of a particular description, and this one matched it pretty close.
All right.
This one's did really great. I might have to get another piece done of that cannon actually shooting for the book, maybe.
Oh,
if
yeah,
it's in there.
man. That'd be dope.
Yeah, because this one's a short story. It was inspired by a short story I written a long time ago. And I decided to retrofit it for World Without End. So that one I need to rewrite, but it's got that lovely big cannon in there. Yeah. I got to get a few more done in the near future.
So, Frederick, how many of those zombies do you think Rattel could take down if he just jumped into the scene out of nowhere?
It depends on the strength of the zombies. He's not armed at this current state, so probably as much as a regular human could, because he doesn't really have superpowers.
Oh, I was thinking of him coming in with all his gadgets.
Oh yeah, well he needs to build those up over time. Right now he's just got his quad board.
All right, so that could keep him up in the air and out of their reach.
That's the plan. Yeah, you can, but that only lasts for so much time because those are the batteries run out really quick on those. You got 40 minutes top on a
Would
high.
you die already? I'm almost out of battery.
Yeah, for sure. And the quad board's going to have some sort of text to speech, so he's going to act like a character in a certain way. He's going to have these automated computer responses, so it can function as well as as a little bit of humor on the side. Kind of a little diversion.
It's definitely great to have art in my hands because now I can just place it down on my table and look all close into the
yes,
get right up there in my face. Look at the amazing detail.
That's cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then I'm gonna frame these, put them on my wall.
Awesome, man. You'll have to send me a pic once it's hung.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot of reading to do. I have to get back with Tenkage. We're planning to do it early July, but we might be able to wait on you, Frederick.
On what exactly? Oh, the chill art stream?
No, the Ghost of the Badlands.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you guys, I wouldn't ask you to wait because I'm probably going to be the last to get it. And you guys have been waiting on this for a long time. So don't wait up for me, but I'll definitely still get it because it looks really cool. And I think it deserves
it. We got to work with Tenkage's time he's off. because we won't have to plan it.
Okay. I mean, if I by some chance I get it before you filmed, then for sure I'll hop on.
I think for the most part, we're just waiting on everybody to get their copy and then just to schedule the right time. I don't think reading it is going to take a long time at all.
Oh, no.
It's out of stock on the Archiving website.
Well, today at a dead point at work, I was sitting in my car with no AC going. It was just off, so I was it was getting warmer and warmer as I'm reading about a character in the Great North City in frozen tundra. I'm like, this is weird.
It's so hot. Tell me about the cold.
Snow fell across the Great Tundra. Meanwhile, you're just burning up from.
Yeah, I'm just sweating
degree
bullets.
weather.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I opened up the windows, even though it was still just as hot outside as it had been, all of a sudden it felt very cool with that slight breeze coming through. And then when I finally had a delivery and was able to return the vehicle on, I had AC, and then it felt too cold.
Bad on the shipping on the black and white.
Oh, yeah, I've got it here. Like free delivery would come in August 7th to August 27th. Or you could get like extra speedy delivery, which would come in from July 22nd to July 24th. But this is the black and white version. Hardcover. 63 bucks Canadian, including delivery, or speedy delivery would be extra. But
nice.
But I think I'm going to hold out for the color version. It's worth it.
You know, I'm thinking I either need a haircut or I need to get a Solomon Kane hat. One of the two.
You can never have
Try
too
the
many
hat
hats.
first.
Yeah, you can never have too many hats.
I don't have too many. I think I got two. This one and the black version of this one. I don't look too well with too many. I'd get a Solomon Kane.
You could tip your fedora now. Although technically, that's not a fedora. That's a trebly.
Why tip a fedora whenever you can tip a wide-brimmed Solomon Kane hat?
There you go.
I was going to say, you can get yourself a nice Stetson or something.
Right? I got this one for $9.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you can't argue with that price.
Yeah. Not the best material, but I mean,
I got one off my
who
aunt.
goes around
'cause her-
touching other than Matt's hat?
What'd you say there, Otter? Sorry. I meant to say Billy.
I said the cowboy ad I have, I got it off of my aunt from her father that passed away. He was a rancher in Texas.
Wow. That's authentic cowboy hat. Then. Can't beat that.
I want to get what was the one shit where he plays the priest, Clint Eastwood.
Where he's actually I don't want to say the spoiler, but yeah, I think I know the one you mean.
Hey, Billy Bob. I asked ChatGPT to correct the spelling for Thai, right? Because it's nothing but 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out, no. The letter 5 is pronounced ha. So when Thai people are saying ha, they type the letter 5.
Oh.
Pale Rider.
That's because their keyboard is broken, man.
The more you know. Well, I mean,
Oh.
come on. Have you ever tried to literally translate French to English? Doesn't sound too right.
I just typed into the web. It says Pale Rider. Is that the movie you're trying to remember?
Yeah, he's the priest. Comes in.
Oh yeah, that's
the cowboy hat he's got. I love.
Oh, he has a nice one in that one. That's the one that's more straight on the side, right?
Yeah.
Let me
I
look
think it's
that
straight, and if I remember correctly, the top cap's actually shorter.
Yeah, it's got a flat top too.
I haven't seen that film yet.
It's a pretty
You
dark
haven't?
one, Bill Rider.
Need to watch it. I mean, it's one of the inspirations for Ghost of the Badlands as well.
It's a really good film.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it summarized, so I know what it's about, but I need to sit down and watch it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Oh, House of the Dragon, Frederick. It does look like they are switching 2 events around when they happen.
Okay.
Because the next episode is 100% dragon seeds, the recruiting of them.
Yeah, you could tell. I remember what you said when I saw the end of this episode, because that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to happen this episode, because I knew it was going to be a slow episode.
I put a picture of them with the hat
surprised.
in there if you want to use it.
But there's a big ship battle scene that's supposed to take place like after the Rook's Rest stuff, before the Dragon Seed. So I guess they're going to do that later.
That's going to be
And
a
they
lot of
have to.
dragons. I wonder if they're going to fight it. We're going to have like a huge dragon
what?
fight at the end. Are we going to have a huge...
At the end of this season?
Yeah. No, okay.
No
I mean,
dragon-
we had a
pretty
really
sure.
cool one previous episodes. That was freaking awesome. The 3 dragons fighting.
Yeah, I mean, it's already setting up Aemon versus Daemon at the God's Eye, which is right next to Harrenhal. It's the lake. Which I think you will see at the end of this season. There's a battle that takes place there.
Badass poster, man. Yeah, Clint Eastwood, you always got to zoom into his eyes real close.
I can always just imagine the director or the crew just walking up to Clint Eastwood for these posters and saying, all right, you're going to be the reference, Clint. All you need to do is to just grit your teeth, open your lips, and just look mean for a second.
So I actually have a theory on this, which I stole from somebody. Apparently they made him like smoke these shitty, really cigarettes, and he wasn't a smoker. So his Clint Eastwood face is him like dealing with these fucking cigaritos in his mouth that he doesn't want to breathe or taste. And that's the Clint Eastwood face, apparently.
So is this just him coughing?
I quit smoking at a young age, so I know that that flavor. That I hate the taste of nicotine flavor that you get when you quit smoking.
You hear that frequency? You need to quit smoking, boy. Smoke too much.
Yeah, when I quit smoking at a young age, I remember trying to pick up a cigarette again some months later, and it was the nastiest thing I ever tasted. Damn, it makes me want to throw up.
But it's
I don't even want to know what Cokes taste like now, because I'm pretty sure if I drank one, it would taste like absolute dog shit.
Oh yeah, me too.
The last time I had a Coke or something, it was just the best way to describe it. It's just sweet, and that's it. It's overpowering sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't drank it. This December will be 2 years not drinking a single Coke at all.
I mean, how long? 2 years?
Almost 2 years.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember when I stopped. I just haven't in so long.
I used to drink soda more recently, but I stopped at the beginning of this year, and honestly, I haven't gone back to it since.
Yeah, well, that stuff's bad for you. Yeah, I feel like we should take this moment to play another PSA around drinking. I think that now's the time.
รู้กินเหล้าเลิกเหล้าทำงานเก็บเงินทำงานเก็บเงินใช้หนี้ทำงานเก็บเงินได้เรียนมีกินช่วยเหลือผ่องใสเมียรักอบอุ่นไม่ป่วยรวยปัญญาพัฒนาฉลาดชาติเจริญไปถึงไหนแล้วก็ไม่รู้แค่เลิกเหล้า
That's right.
What country was this from?
I don't know. It looks like Thailand or something. Somewhere in the Philippines, maybe.
Evidently, they stopped fucking for a while and the government freaked out.
Whoa.
Have you guys ever seen ads that governments put out whenever it's like birth rates are really low and they're just saying, yeah, start fucking. Like we're not kidding, guys. Please, for the love of God, do it.
Oh, what was the meme from what was it, Spy Family? And it was from fuck, what's the movie? Where he puts on the glasses and he sees the propaganda.
Oh, They Live.
They Live, yeah.
They Live. Yeah, They Live. And he puts it on, and or he has it off in his Spy Family. He puts it on, and it's the fucking president of Japan with the gun saying, "I'm not asking anymore."
Have children.
So, Guilty Gearhead says there's a taste difference between the U.S. and Canada. I don't know about Coke in the U.S. and Canada, but I do know in Mexico, they have natural sugar.
Yeah, they use
high
they don't
fructose
use
corn syrup and then sugar cane.
Yeah,
there's a big difference between the two.
So that would affect the taste. I know I have American friends who came to Canada and bought Heinz. So I know that our Heinz was better at some point in the past than the Americans. Some ingredients. Probably the sugar.
The Heinz?
Yeah, Heinz sugar. Heinz ketchup. So the sugar,
okay.
You got different sugar in the ketchup, basically.
Righteous. But all right, guys, I'm going to call it for today. Thanks for inviting me to the stream, but I got to get ready for bed. So.
All right. Thanks for showing up, James. Do you want to give us, let people know where they can find you?
Absolutely. I'm a short story writer. Right now, I'm releasing faction introductions to stave off my readers as I work on my first novella. You can follow all my stuff at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. See you out there. Thanks again for the invite to the stream. It was really fun, Frederick.
Yeah, man. Thanks, James. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Anytime.
Yeah, Frequency, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, me and Otter will soon be recording on your book. We'll make you cry by the end of it, in despair.
Beware.
That's cool.
You see, that's me when I give no fucks, which is all day, every day.
So, Otter, you've read some of it?
Yeah, I've read through your first book. I finished it a few weeks ago.
So, do you think we almost have the same magic system, just described differently?
I actually think yours goes in a bit more depth than mine does.
But I mean, I was looking at when I was looking over Zolan's abilities, the inner sense and everything. I'm like, this all seems very familiar, just using different words.
Maybe. As elaborate as my magic system gets is like having different schools of magic. From then on, it kind of gets pretty loose for the most part. It's just bounded by their own strength.
Oh, we knew you were a dirty whore. Getting loose.
Of course. It's
loose
fast
otter.
and loose.
He's a footloose otter.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
What are we playing this Friday, Otter? Are we playing Minecraft again?
Yeah, I'm fine with Minecraft. I had a lot of fun last Friday.
Or are we doing Monster Hunter?
You guys doing a Twitch stream on YouTube? Video game stream?
Yeah. Yeah. This time it will also be on Twitch. That was one thing I had forgotten to do last time. Yeah. I've been trying out Streamlabs. It's been pretty great so far. A few kinks to work out, but not too much.
Streamlabs is an app you download, right?
I think I made a Twitch account like 4 or 5 years ago to follow Eligible Monster, and then never used it. And then I tried to log back in and couldn't remember anything. Yeah.
You got a question you need to ask Otter.
Huh?
About you can't get the audio to work right the game.
Oh yeah, we actually had discussed it the other night, and nothing's changed other than Otter. Remember when I said I was going to try just plugging the Switch directly into the computer?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I ended up trying that. It didn't work.
Yeah, I was wondering if it would. I had my doubts when you'd mentioned it. I was like, I'm imagining there's a different way around it. Usually plugging it in like that, unless it's something they're bragging about, kind of like on manuals or in the box or whatever, they likely don't support it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The whole issue is when I do it through the capture card, I could bring it up in OBS. That's the only way I could bring it up on my computer. Problem is, I could start virtual cam and forward that to StreamYards to get onto YouTube, but I can't bring any sound with me. I can't figure out what's wrong. I've gone through my settings. I can't figure it out. For whatever reason, sound will not come through on the StreamYard. If I can't do that, then I can't really do a live playthrough. I could record a playthrough, but that's going to be 2.5 hours of video on my computer that I don't need to jam up with anymore.
I'm wondering if Streamlabs wouldn't help more. What I was noticing with Streamlabs is it's capturing whatever audio is like being fed into your input. So through the desktop or wherever you want, it's actually recording whatever is going through. So that's how.
Yeah, but the issue is when I bring it through OBS, sound doesn't play over the desktop. Which is if I could have sound play over the desktop when I bring it through OBS, I would just hit share screen on StreamYards and call it good. But because I just play OBS on full screen and then hit share screen on StreamYards, I'm in business.
So you have a capture card, right? It's not bringing through the audio for whatever reason.
Oh, the capture card brings through the audio. If I hit record on OBS and play through, it catches all the sound. It just doesn't play over my desktop, my computer speakers. So I can't share that. I can't just share screen that and call it good, because also when I have that plugged in, I lose my microphone.
Okay, so it has to be one or the other. For audio source. I get it. I'm wondering if there isn't. I feel like there should be like an audio mixer. Like it may even be.
Oh, there is a way to do it. I just haven't found the right precise little whatever. There's probably some little thing I just got to click somewhere that I don't know about and didn't find.
Let me see if I can find anything.
I'll eventually get it. If not in this computer, on the next one, And then I'll finally do a live playthrough of Metroid Dread, and probably.
Is it because you don't have a capture card? Is why it's doing that?
No,
I do have a capture card.
It'll bring in the audio from that, but he can't talk at the same time because that's through a separate audio source, and he has to switch between them. It'll only track one at a time.
I still can if I plugged in the microphone, but
but it worked for us on the game and then through Discord.
Right, but we're not playing through a Nintendo Switch. We're just like I'm capturing it directly from my desktop. Whatever I'm hearing, that's what OBS is recording. For him, it's through a separate device through the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. Royce does it all the time with his OBS. And I just got something messed up in sound settings. If I have the right sound setting, then all of a sudden all the sound will come through.
But like, couldn't you have because he could be talking through Discord and then having the game audio recording at the same time, shouldn't he? That's why I'm saying, because like that's how you were able to do it both.
I will get it figured eventually. Maybe I could figure out how to hook up OBS directly to YouTube and stream off that instead of StreamYard. If I can figure that out, then that might solve the problem. Because that's the whole issue. I need OBS in order to run it, and it just doesn't play well with StreamYard. If I could cut out, if I could just do OBS, then that should be fine. I just got to figure out how to stream that through. But for now, I could play the game and record it, and I get everything there.
So I'm wondering if you might need something kind of like what is this? A Focusrite box, where it's like it'll pretty much combine all of your audio channels into one source that plugs right into your computer. That's what I have here with this microphone and my earbuds. It's all going.
But now you're already starting to speak Greek to me because I'm not the most techie guy. I know that sounds weird when you see me actually doing all that video editing and stuff, but yeah, I'm just kind of figuring that out as I go.
Let me see if I can pull up an image just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. It's actually just a single box. Let's try this. All right. This is what I'm talking about. It's just a simple red box that's kind of like combining all of your audio devices into one thing, one channel. Billy Bob, you're gonna have to share this. That's what it looks like.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know for sure if that's the solution, but that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Maybe it's simpler than that.
Yeah, it's just it comes down to getting StreamYards to accept the sound through OBS. Well, I figured that out, and I think the whole
Can you get the game sound play?
No, I mean not live. Or do you mean on my TV while I'm playing it? Yes.
No, like it's recording and picking up the game sound while you're playing.
Yes, when it's displaying in OBS, but it's not playing the sound over the speakers. But if I hit record and then I go play back, all the sound is there.
Well, I'm wondering if because Nintendo has a live chat feature, like a party chat, like Xbox and PlayStation does.
It's an app you got to put on your phone or something.
Because if so, if you're recording off your Nintendo Switch, you might be able to record it if you're have a party thing set up.
So it's like you can't actually hear the audio whenever you're playing the game through your computer. It's just OBS picks it up.
Right. And so what if I put it through and just played live, you would see the game playing with no sound. You wouldn't see or hear me. I could set it up so you could see me, but I would have to sort some things out and detach that thumbnail. I could plug the microphone in. But then I can't hold the microphone and the controller at the same time anyway. I really do need to get a better setup. I should eventually actually set up a real desk and get a desktop and dual screen instead of doing all this off of just a laptop with a little touchpad instead of a mouse.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I'm in the same situation, running everything on the laptop, and it's overheating in the summer. And I keep dreaming of this desktop that's going to be like plugged into everything, ready to go, OBS style, like super fast graphics card. Let's go. One dreams.
Roll20 hates your laptop. It really does.
Yeah. Well, after last night, a little chat with Readout, he had the same kind of laptop, and all the issues I'm having, he had similar issues until he got a different computer, because it's just Not that it's a bad laptop, but I'm using it for things I don't. This was meant to be like a more of an office type thing, and I actually got it to try and figure out how to use Blender, which was just. Are those things still on here? I need to get rid of that shit and just free up some space.
I haven't tried using Blender in some time. I barely use Blender even. I know plenty of people who do, and I hear it's just a big part of learning Blender is just learning all the hotkeys. Once you learn that, it becomes a breeze over time.
Yeah, I have 2 different Unity programs and Blender on here, and I haven't used any of it in like, holy crap! I downloaded this in 2018. I have the 2018 version on here, so which I didn't get this laptop till 2019, so it says 2018.4. something, but it's definitely been on there for a long time, not used. I need to get rid of stuff. I got to remember how to uninstall programs.
You can do it.
You
I feel
can
like
do
I heard
it.
a cat there at one point. It was probably Frederick's cat.
Yes, it's over here. I don't know why. I just fed him, so he needs attention, maybe.
It wasn't mine. Mine's just sprawled out in the bed, just like zonked. He wiped himself out after violating the blanket.
Yeah, he's not used to all this humidity, I think.
So Wrangler, in our video, we are going to be talking about all of the cats in your book. That's a guarantee.
No, I did not hit her. No.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Bestet.
Oh, man.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, look at all these kitties.
Most
Hi,
of the plot, but I
kitty.
do need to do a read through because it's been a little bit since I. When did I read it? Frequency? I read it in like a day.
You crammed it in a day. That is like, I tried to do that and couldn't.
Yeah, it took me a few sittings to read through all of it. Yeah, it's not a short book either. It's like, what is it, like 250 pages or something?
Yeah, but that's not like super long, to be honest.
No, but there's plenty of text on the page too, so it's like it's not too short either.
Speaking of which, if you guys are willing, I did throw a picture of Bestet down there.
Where is it?
It's in the screen share thing.
That fucking first Wheel of Time book looks
okay.
like that thing's like 700 pages.
How do you switch these easily?
There we are.
You got Game of Thrones flashbacks.
Full screen.
I want to hear what your thoughts are on the first Wheel of Time book, because I have very mixed opinions on it. I know a lot of people who love it. I know a few who absolutely hate it.
I don't think I'm going to hate it. But what you've told me before, I'm not the most excited for it, to be honest.
I just have mixed feelings on it.
But I'll give it a shot.
Oh yeah. Does she not look like a cat goddess or what?
She does, actually. Now I'm just expecting cats to be like hanging off like her shoulders, one on top of her head.
You could probably see a Bengal tiger just nuzzling up against her and brushing their legs as he walks by.
I mean, obviously.
This is a Christian Minecraft stream, sir. Talk like that. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What happens in Minecraft stays in Minecraft.
Yeah.
No,
but,
it sometimes leaks into Smash Bros.
Making fun of someone with a disability is retarded.
Dun, dun, dun.
All that
Yeah.
clip reminds me of is the Fat Albert one. I need to find it from the cartoon.
Yeah, we need a whole collection of PSAs on here. Best one.
But Billy Bob, yeah, I kind of group Wheel of Time sort of like along with a few other book series. I kind of put it right alongside like sort of Shannara and a few others where it's like a lot of them are doing kind of like similar things where they're sort of like they're heavily inspired by Middle Earth and Tolkien, but they're kind of like minor variations on it. And it's like, I don't know. I like the Shannara series. I have a few problems with it as well, but I mean, I still enjoy it.
Right. I mean, I can be pretty forgiving. I'll eventually read it. I mean, even if I don't like it, it's not a loss. It was a fucking $1.25.
Yeah, you spent way less on the first book than I did.
Yeah, it practically didn't cost me anything, to be honest.
You found it in a Dollar Tree of all things.
I know why I did.
Wow.
I do like the covers, that old school. However, there is one thing unique about it. It has on the fucking thing, soon to be an Amazon Prime series. That's probably why that fucking copy. Probably why they were at Dollar Tree.
Probably,
That one
but it's
wanted that
still a
bad.
good cover though. It's still using like the original cover that it released in. And it's a really good cover. I've always loved the
Right,
release covers for Wheel of Time. They're really good.
right. But it's also it's marked with Amazon on it, so
Yeah.
that's what I would suspect is why it's is at Dollar Tree. I couldn't sell it. And like I said, it wasn't a mass trade paperback. It was what is the proper name for that? Because it isn't your trade paperback and it isn't a mass trade paperback either. It's the bigger version of it. It has a specific name.
Yeah, let me think. I don't know it off the top of my head.
And there was another
This is when we need a Sparza. He knows all those terms.
There's mass market paperbacks, and then there's larger, more durable trade paperbacks.
Right. The mass market's that's your cheap one.
Yeah. So trade paperback is where you're actually getting a measure of quality for your paperback version of your book.
All right. Holy fuck, my teammates suck.
I've been
Just
asking.
after you're in here, and I got to get up in the morning, so I got to drop off.
All right.
All right.
Do you
All
want
right, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah. Do you want to give a quick where people can find you, Wrangler?
You find my books on Amazon, and you can also find me right here on YouTube. Channel search at Wrangler212. Excuse me. Channel search at Wrangler212, and it should bring you right to my channel. If you just type in Wrangler, you're never going to find it. So I tried it one day. I just typed in Wrangler without the 212 and did a channel search and scrolled through for like 5 minutes, and I got fed up.
Yeah, it goes for all channels on I think actually what is it called? Verified by YouTube and actually a partner. It goes off of your the actual tag they set up for you, your channel. Like not the name, but the tag that's on there.
Yeah. And that would be the Wrangler 212. That'll make it come right up. And then just also want to give a shout out to Chill Kid, music guy. He does the theme for my channel. Go check out his stuff on Bandcamp. But yeah, it's pretty much where you'll find me, YouTube or Amazon.
Awesome, man. I need to get some of your intros in my queue so we can pop them up when we do these shout outs.
All right, we're gonna pick a video for you. We're gonna throw some music over it. Here's your intro.
All right. Well, you have a good night, guys.
Good night, Wrangler. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Oh.
And there were
Oh
3.
boy. We were down to 3.
Yeah. What we got next week? Yeah, I'm ready for The Boys season 4 to be over.
It sounds painful.
God.
You guys subject yourself to some bad media sometimes.
Well, I started it.
Billy does.
I want to see this train wreck myself firsthand.
I just finished reading through The Land That Time Forgot. So the book of it, not the movie.
Yeah.
It was really good. It actually caught me by surprise. I was expecting just Dinosaur Island, but I was talking with a few people about it today. It's that, but the first half of the book is also a U-boat like conspiracy story that turns into Dinosaur Island.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so by the time you actually start seeing dinos, you're already invested in the characters and everything. So it was just really good.
There's
I
already
really
an
enjoyed
intrigue.
it.
Yeah.
The Land That Time Forgot. It's Edgar Rice Burroughs who wrote it. So John Carter, Tarzan.
Right, I'm trying to think of the series.
I didn't know he was the writer for Tarzan.
Yeah, he's written quite a bit.
Well, from what I know, also Tarzan's like hardcore in the books. He like rips a dude in half.
I don't know if he rips a dude in half. In the book I read, he nearly gets scalped by a panther at one point. He also fucks around with a tribe of cannibals.
Yeah, like I said, hardcore. And I know in one of the stories, I think he rips a dude in half.
The cannibals actually think he's a god that's like stealing. He's like taking their offerings of sacrifice to him. When in reality, he's just stealing their food.
As you should.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, is it really stealing if they're giving to you? You know.
I mean, it starts out as stealing, but then the tribals think that it has to be the workings of some god who's taking it from them. So by the end, they're basically giving the food over to him. That, and he also frees like several actual like slaves in the tribe. So it's like it's not just him like fucking with them. He's also actually like saving people.
For now. Does the Jane bitch show up at all in the books?
Yeah, Jane's there all the way in book 1. You could kind of argue that the Disney movie of Tarzan, it has a lot of the same highlights of book 1, but it's completely different how it's kind of like the overall tone and everything. It's very different. It's like instead of them like singing in the jungle and everything, having a fucking gorilla just kind of like making snarky remarks, it's more like, you know, they're actually behaving like animals.
As you do.
Well, in the jungle, yeah. You know.
Yeah, in the mighty jungle.
What was the name from the shitty ass Ghostbusters 2016?
The name of what?
The black chick, the big black chick.
Patty, I think.
By the power of Patty compels you.
Her name ain't Patty.
Is it not?
That makes
Big
sense.
black chick.
Yeah.
All I'm saying in the new Disney remake, she's gonna be playing Jane, and he's gonna fall in love with her not because she's like a civilized woman, because he mistakes her for a name.
Yeah, it's Patty.
Tom
Patty's
Holland
the
is
character's
playing
name.
Tarzan, right? In that?
Oh God.
Oh God.
How bad was the fucking what was it called? The Uncharted movie.
Don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie though.
Yeah, because a lot of video game movies usually stink. There was another one I just saw a trailer of that's getting adapted.
What series was it?
I'm trying to remember this thing. I'm blanking on it.
Yeah, the problem with a lot of video game movie adaptations is they want to stick very closely to the story for the video game. It's just a lot of them don't translate well to a movie format. That, and you also usually have to have a decently high budget to actually pull that off.
I'm going to disagree with you. A lot of times they don't know what to cut and what to keep in the story.
That too.
Dead Space.
I think it's
Dead
a
Space,
similar.
yeah.
It's like a similar problem to a lot of anime adaptations. They don't know what to cut. It's like they got to keep everything, but it's really tough. They usually end up rushing through a lot of plot points.
Right, because like Dead Space could easily make a fucking movie. No problem. No problem whatsoever.
It especially helps just because story-wise, you could kind of condense a lot of Dead Space 1. I mean, a lot of it is Isaac doing errand work, like different problems happening in the ship. You could easily rework that in a movie.
Right. But instead, what they'll do is they'll try to either compile it all or completely change everything to where it doesn't even resemble the games.
I think the Fallout show was really onto something, but I also had a lot of problems just with
the Fallout show had,
also just how they decided to go with it from a director's standpoint.
So the Fallout show didn't have that much of a problem in terms of, because they weren't adapting like the actual game. They were just setting a story in the world. However, they made some dumb lore shit in that show.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I actually think if you're going to adapt a video game, that's probably one of the best case scenarios of what kind of material you can work with, where it's like you're not so much adapting like a story so much as a setting. Something like Fallout or Elder Scrolls, it gives you a lot of room just to make your own story in that world.
Yeah. But sometimes, take Mass Effect. I don't really think you would. I think if you want like an adaptation of Mass Effect,
Mass Effect is a lot more focused around Commander Shepard and his crew. It's kind of tough to imagine Mass Effect without that cast.
I mean, you can do it, you know. I don't know.
You can, but everything still centers around the Reapers and Mass Effect. That's kind of the whole thing.
Oh, God. What do you think Mass Effect 4 is going to be?
I don't want to know.
The what?
I don't want to know, honestly. I'm not sure if BioWare's still going to be in business by the time they're actually figuring that out for themselves.
I got an idea that it's going to be that they're going to reintroduce the Reapers.
Oh,
again.
Please no. Please no. They may do it.
They're definitely going to do it. Like, they're you know what I expect them to also do? They're gonna pick the timeline where Shepard takes control of the Reapers at the end, and Shepard's going to be the bad
control, and then it's a Reaper crisis again. Time to assemble your team.
They're going to make Shepard the bad guy, and they're going to make the canon Shepard the white dude, because he's evil.
He'll have like blonde hair for emphasis. He'll speak suspiciously like Trump.
Oh man. Yeah, that happened this weekend. Trump.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened. And it's not going to have any big implications whatsoever.
You know, dodging one bullet at a time.
Literally. I was seeing like Mark Hamill actually. He was joking about the bandage on Trump's ear this morning, and everybody's like, "What the fuck are you on about, Mark?" And I'm like, my response is the dude literally got shot in the ear, and you're making fun of his fucking bandage. Like, how lame is that? Like, go home, Mark Hamill. You're drunk.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can make jokes. I don't really care. Like, I kind of expect that from his dumbass.
Well, it's just like the lamest low-hanging fruit. It's like, y'all can't talk about anything else, can you? Like, you're all are this shallow. I see.
Because they're scared of him.
Well, I mean, it would be funny. Now, hear me out. How batshit insane would they go if it was Michael Obama?
Oh yeah, it would. Well, for one, it'd be considered a hate crime.
Right. You're a freak out.
All right, I think she's all penciled up now. Maybe one or two details. It's getting there.
I gotta say, she's looking pretty fine.
Why, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I do admit.
There Arthur goes, assaulting the drawing again.
I'll get my paws off.
Say what?
Frederick is just lost.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm always.
We're gonna have to go talk to HR about Otter and the drawing woman. You know.
Damn it.
Oh, you guys made me eat.
I mean,
that was
Otter,
embarrassing.
Women, you know, it's just wrong. Anyways, Frederick, about that Foxy and Sir Strong.
Yes. Now I got your book now. I gotta finish Herman's book first, though, before I get started on another book.
All right.
I also got to read Berserk 8.
Yes.
Yes, which should be August. I think it's the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. When we get closer, we'll have the exact day.
Is that the one that won?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the voting is up tonight unless someone else voted again.
Okay.
That's the one that seceded. I think it's going to be a small panel again this time, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to have to hop off the stream for tonight.
That's gay.
Well, thank you for coming, Otter. Would you let the good people know where they can find you? And yeah.
Yeah, you can find my book, The Curse of the Star Raids, up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the major retailers. I'm right at getting ready for beta readers with book number 2 as we speak. And if you want to check out my reviews and some short stories, you can find me on downstreampulp.substack.com. I'm also on YouTube, where I'm doing gaming streams. And I'm going to be putting up some video reviews here really soon, actually.
Awesome. Yeah. Let me know, because you got some good plans with the, what do you call it? The VTuber thing?
Yeah, it's still a bit of a work in progress, but I was thinking about testing out kind of like a 2D or 3D model with a water weasel.
That'd be cool.
Show off my true colors.
Yeah, man, that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right, Otter. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks for having me on, and squeak, squeak, and good night.
Squeak, squeak, good night. How you feeling, Billy Bob? You got some more juice in you, or you want to cut it short?
I mean, we'll go for a little bit more.
All right, cool.
Oh boy, you watched the last episode, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was cool. I liked it.
House of the Dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I know where this season's ending.
Yeah.
Just because this is episode 5, so we got 6 is next to be Dragon Seas, and we got 7 and 8. So that gives us very little time for the 2 events that we have to have happen.
Okay. I mean, they moved really fast in season 1 during some periods, so we do know they can accelerate.
Yeah, but season 1 also had, I think, 10 episodes or 11.
Oh yeah, we only got 8 on this one, right?
Right.
Do you know the budget, just by curiosity?
I think it's either the same as season 1 or a little bit more. Season 1's budget was $300 million.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It was, I want to say roughly $30 million per episode or some shit like that.
Well, you definitely see it on screen.
So it was roughly.
Yeah. I mean,
so far they've been doing better this season in terms of trying to make it more like visually how the books are describing shit.
Yeah, you could tell they made more effort just by the throne, the actual throne of swords.
Not even the throne, just like outfits in general. In the books, it's very supposed to be like, how do I put it? Like Renaissance, like colors and shit. So you have like ridiculously colorful outfits, patterns, armors, a lot of. Now I understand why, because we don't really have a character that's strongly established, but usually all the lords have like ridiculously stupid armor.
Yeah.
And it's even pointed out how like it's kind of stupid. Like they have like the Baratheons have like a fucking giant helm with antlers on it usually.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's like not practical at all. I remember seeing illustrations of those in some of the books.
Yeah, but it's the story references that how unpractical it is, and
yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a good visual for sure.
Right. There is, I think, a character that they're missing. One of the Manderleys. Now they kind of showed up in Game of Thrones. They were supposed to be heavily in it, but they cut them. Because we also have because right now the North, by the way, Cregan Stark in the North, what we saw at the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
He doesn't show up until the very end of the story. Again.
Not this season. You mean this whole story?
Yeah, this whole story. He shows up at the end.
Okay.
Like you had that one introduction at the beginning, and by the way, the actor they got for Cregan Stark, no, that's not Cregan Stark.
No, dude. The casting, I think, is what bothers me a lot. I mean, with a couple of exceptions, like the guy who plays Aemond, really like him. Obviously, Matt Damon, Targaryen, is spot on. I mean, I think he's the star of the show. He is. I mean, it's no question.
The only glaring ones for me is Valyrians.
Yeah.
Cregan Stark, that's like a baby-faced boy. Cregan Stark has like a giant fucking beard and hair and shit. Looks like a fucking beefed up Northman. I still don't like that the Targaryens do not have their purple eyes.
Yeah.
They should have done this in the show. There is no excuse. Low budget shows and movies even do CGI eye color transfer.
Yeah, you got 300 million here. You can spare some coin.
Because in Game of Thrones, they were going to do it, but they decided not to because they were using the purple eye contacts. It was just too much of a problem, so that's why they didn't do that. This one they should have. It's a defining trait of Targaryens.
Yeah. Especially since they did do a lot of things right, and you said they're doing some effort to include lore that wasn't in
Yes.
the original Game of Thrones?
Yeah, so you know the Blackwoods and Brackens?
Yeah.
Now, in the main story, they're not super big, but they're mentioned in everything, dude. All throughout history, the Blackwoods and Brackens conflict, because they're supposed to be his version of the Hatfield and McCoys. I don't know if you know the Hatfield and McCoys, but it was two families in the United States
Not really, no.
that fucking hated each other and were fighting each other. That's what it's based on.
Okay.
Well, and that family is actually important, and they're including them. You got to meet both sides of them. The only difference is, of course, everyone's aged up in this story. Like Rhaenyra's the actual age she's supposed to be, but Alicent's not. Alicent's supposed to be like 45 years old.
That's the main queen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Alicent's the mother of Aegon. In the show, they made them the same age and that they were best friends. Alicent's casting has been pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Damon's pretty good. Aemon's pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
Aegon's all right. He's actually a little too skinny for Aegon.
Yeah, well, he's one of the characters I like. Like, he reminds me of Joffrey in some ways. He's got that reckless youth and disregard for knowledge.
Well, here's a fair point about Aegon. I think people actually need to see it from his perspective. He never learned how to be a king or ruler or lord. Like, it wasn't until, and this goes for the source material and the show, he kind of just got it sprung on him, being like, oh no, we want to make you king.
Right.
They actually include Christian Cole's nickname, the Kingmaker, because in the source material, he's actually the one that convinces Aegon to become king, not Alicent.
Okay.
So they changed it to Alicent. That's why he's called Kingmaker.
Right. Interesting. Didn't we hear a lot about a Kingmaker as well in Game of Thrones? Or
No, that was Kingslayer. That was James.
Kingslayer, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Cole was his Kingmaker for what he did.
Yeah.
And it is very much heavily hinted that him and Rhaenyra were actually in a relationship, and he's butthurt. Didn't end well.
Really? Who in Rhaenyra?
Christian Cole.
Oh, I don't forget what he looks like.
He's the Kingsguard member of Aegon, the one who's fucking Alicent in the show.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. This is like drama. Drama. Yeah, George R. Martin, man, he's got it. I just wish he'd finish it. Damn.
They also had, of course, on the plot point of Aemond and trying to kill Aegon last episode. And Kristen Cole just kind of
yeah, well,
wanting to admit
no, exactly.
What he really saw happen.
He wants to keep the reputation of the king, not get his head cut off as well, I bet.
Yeah, and I didn't like that they were trying to make it out with the peasants saw that as an ill omen of the dragon.
Yeah.
Made no sense.
No, really?
And I will say this. There's some irony that's going to happen in the irony that's already been set up in this episode for Rhaenyra. That won't pay off until like next season.
Okay. Because aren't the people of that city not used to seeing dragons fight dragons? I mean, this is kind of new, this Civil War thing.
Yeah. So to basically explain it, and actually the show this season actually did something factually correct. When Rhaenyra was talking to that one dude, and he was like, yeah, it's your sex and stuff. You know, you're not really with war. And she's like, yeah, you haven't seen a lick of spit of war either. That's not untrue, by the way.
Yeah.
It has been, Jaehaerys had 50 years of peace, with like, I think one little skirmish with the Stepstones. not really a war, and it lasted like a day.
Okay.
Rhaenyra's father, Viserys, 30 years apiece. So it's been roughly around 80 years. No one's fought a civil war.
Wow.
Like, that's why Jaehaerys was the king of kings. Why everyone loved him. Matter of fact, you got mention of his dragon and his wife's dragon. That was, blanking on the name.
So this peacetime king, was that the father of the previous season's king?
No.
No.
You remember in episode 1 in season 1 when they were doing like the Great Council to who was going to be the heir, and it got Viserys was named the heir.
Okay.
Jaehaerys was the king, the old king in there. He's the and he's mentioned quite a bit in season 2 actually.
Oh, okay.
Viserys is the one who took off after him.
So we see him in the first episode.
You see him in the first episode, and he's mentioned all throughout, and he should be. I mean,
right? Yeah,
that's why they were in like I think it was episode 1 or 2. Rhaenys was telling Rhaenyra, be like Jaehaerys.
Yeah,
because Jaehaerys was always about peace and negotiating it.
That's easy to say. Aegon's doesn't have that temperament though.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's a party boy who got thrust onto being king. He's never had any experience at all of doing this.
For sure.
Like, it's not the best candidate. The one thing I was surprised that I actually was kind of expecting Alicent to do in this episode, and she didn't do it. When she's sitting in the bed with Aegon and rubbing his hand, I thought she was going to start like pinching his nose and then stop. I thought that's what they were going to go. I was like, are they going to have her fucking like want to just put him out of his misery? But she stopped. No, I didn't do that, and I was like, oh, I thought that's where that was going to go. Didn't.
Because you should know, right? You've read the books, though.
No, well, keep in mind the books is a history book.
Oh,
it is
right.
written from specifically the dance part is written from 3 different three different people giving their version of what they believe is true, and it's kind of trying to read between the lines and which one actually makes sense.
Gotcha.
So take for like example the heavily suggesting that Christian Cole and Rhaenyra had a relationship. Like, I mean, it heavily suggests it.
Right.
The Septon and the Maestier, their stories sound like horse shit about Christian Cole. Yet the fucking jester, who always makes this thing all about orgies and like degenerate and all this other shit, he was actually the one who was like, no, it was love and all this other stuff. And it's like, yeah, his one sounds the most real.
Yeah, well, he was always there in the courtroom, right? Being the court's jester. Special privilege.
I think the illustration is him farting.
Oh, that makes sense for a jester.
In front of the king. He's a little dwarf.
Yes. Yeah. So are we going to see him, though? I thought we were...
No.
Not really, huh?
No.
It's him writing the story, but he's not a character in it.
Well, this is an adaptation. It's more adaptation for Game of Thrones than it is a direct adaptation.
Right.
Like, that's why when I look at this, I take some things as George probably told him this is what actually happened.
Because he's involved with this production, right? He's got some input, or he's offering support of some kind.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he's writing in any of the episodes, but he is definitely involved directly with this. Because he wasn't involved with Game of Thrones, I think, after season 4.
Right. Makes sense.
Him and Dumb and Dumber, the two fucking idiots, he had a falling out with them.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yep. That's why you never saw any episode written by George. I think it was after season 4 into season 5, 6, and 7, and 8.
Oh,
and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they were the fucking idiots, them 2 dumbasses, and they really were fucking retarded.
I know. I saw some.
They were cutting all the magic out of the story. This is another thing I love about House of the Dragon. It's reintroducing all the magic elements back to what we should have had in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, hell, they even cut Bloodraven in Game of Thrones. And Bloodraven's important, especially now because we're doing a fucking Dunk and Egg story. It's like a direct connection to the Song of Ice and Fire main series and Dunk and Egg is Bloodraven. And it connects with the Blackwoods and Brackens and the Blackfires.
Yeah, I don't know too much about them, but
I don't know how they're gonna do it because, like House of the Dragon, they're wanting to do like multiple different stories after the Dance of the Dragons portion ends. I don't want them to do an Aegon the Conquest unless it's gonna be like a season long. I think that's as long as it needs to be.
Just a short
Aegon's
one.
Conquest doesn't need to be 3 or 4 seasons.
I mean, I'd rather that, man. If they can do like short, well, relatively short shows that have a great story, great beginning, and an ending, that'd be freaking awesome. You could just go from one story to the other, and
Well, the thing with Aegon, his actual ending to his story is he just has a stroke and dies while playing with kids. Like what's his name from Godfather? Don Corleone.
Does he die? Oh, at the end, yeah.
Yeah, that's how Aegon the Conqueror dies.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it leads to Aenys, his first son, becoming king, and that leads to Maegor the Cruel, who's his half brother, becoming king, which leads to Jaehaerys becoming king. And I would actually like to see Maegor the Cruel portion adapted. I think it would actually make a fun show. And I think a dragon fight, and you have
Dude, there's a good chance they will. It's such a big franchise and they need material, they got material. If they play it right, this is what Star Wars should have done. If they play it right, they should just adapt everything they've got.
Yeah, there's something. Well, you have to cherry pick what you got to adapt. Sure. Like Jaehaerys, you cannot do a show on Jaehaerys. You can do Maegor the Cruel, and then leading up to Jaehaerys overthrowing him and becoming king. You can end it right there, and I would connect with Dance of the Dragons. However, his reign, no, it's 50 years of interpersonal drama and shit. There's no war. I don't think you would want that as a show.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Blackfires, they can do the first Blackfire rebellion. They cannot do the second, third, and fourth or fifth. Because they're going to be all covered in the Dunk and Egg show.
Oh. Well, the fact that he's covering, don't you think that could actually serve as that could actually pique people's interest in seeing a show on it? Or is there not enough to turn into a show?
Like I said, they can do the first Blackfire rebellion, yes. The second, third, fourth, and fifth, no, it's directly going to be covered in Dunk and Egg. Because Sir Dunk and Aegon, when he becomes king, or even before he becomes king, you get to see them constantly having to deal with the Blackfires trying to invade. And it ends with them beating them finally and killing them out. Or killing out the male line. The Blackfires are cool. They're a bastard Targaryen house.
Okay.
That got legitimized.
Interesting.
So you had Aegon the Unworthy. He was another king.
Yes, there's tons of Aegons. I'm learning this now.
Yeah, you have Aegon the Conqueror. Right now you have Aegon the Second, which is who you're seeing. You have another Aegon. I can't say anything. Sure. And then you have Aegon the Fourth, which is Aegon the Unworthy, who, dude, he fucked everything he could find. And I mean everything. He fucked all the chicks he could find. Bloodraven is his bastard son, and then Bittersteel is another one of his bastard sons.
Damn, hide your wife, hide your kids.
And Bloodraven is a bastard of a highborn bastard of a Blackwood. Bittersteel is a highborn bastard of the Brackens, I said, there's a connection. And then, but his technically his firstborn son was a bastard. Well, he decided to legitimize that bastard and make him a lord and Bloodraven and Bittersteel and all them, where they're actually allowed to have their own house. So, since he also well, not he didn't. Yeah, he did. He also gave his first son, or his bastard son Darion, the Blackfire family sword. That's Aegon the Conqueror's sword, which
Whoa.
gives legitimacy when they actually do try taking over.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because his legitimate son wasn't a fighter, which also hurts him because you'll see if they ever adapt it. But it leads to a civil war. Now, of course, there's no dragons or anything. This is long after dragons are dead.
Yeah.
But it'd be fun. It'd be a fun thing to adapt. Also, in the Dunk and Egg show, you eventually will see a young Aerys, which is the Mad King, Daenerys' father, a young Tywin.
Yeah. Interesting. Tywin was one of the most interesting characters.
He's also a big hypocrite in the books and the show.
Yeah.
In the books, because this whole thing is, family. You have to put everything for family first, right?
Yeah.
Marriages you don't want, too bad for the family, and it can. Marriages are supposed to be meant to gain something.
Yeah.
Well, Tywin married his first cousin, Joanna Lannister. Gained absolutely nothing. He married for love and all this shit. So in the story, when he is saying this, is like, you fucking hypocrite. Like, sure.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love the line in the book when he dies. Tyrion goes, because the whole thing in the first and second and stuff was that peasants say that Tywin Lannister shits gold. And Tyrion's final line after he shoots him and he dies, and he's like, Tywin Lannister did not indeed shit gold.
Damn, man, that's oof. Yeah, he had a rough ending though, that Tywin.
No, he had a pretty I wouldn't say that's rough. I mean, he got shot in the bowels, but he died pretty quick.
Yeah, well, maybe relatively
It went
speaking
out like
to
over.
Game of Thrones, he's not so bad, but just in general, it's not because it's his own
he
son
could've went
killing
like
him
a-
too. It's not a
Well, he could have went like Oberyn and Martell, who fucking in the books and the show, it's the exact same way he goes out. He gets his teeth knocked out, his eyes poked out, and his head fucking smashed.
Yeah.
By the way, he felt all of that. I think that'd be a crueler death than I got shot by my son twice on a shitter.
No, it's not as cruel, but it's kind of more ironic, or it attacks his. I was going to say his masculinity, not necessarily, but his
Was
Is
the
the-
way he died was fun.
because he was the leader of the army, man. He was the real power on the throne, behind the throne.
Yep, and he's dead.
And he's dead.
Well, we can fix it, about to be wrapping it up.
Yeah. We're about 10 minutes in, so we can wrap this up. Now's good times. Any? So, BillyBobSac, give your outro, your outro.
My outro.
No, I meant where can the good people find you? Of course. Sorry, my brain's all fuzzed up.
You can find me on BillyBobSac on YouTube. I forgot what the actual title handle thing will type in.
Oh, you got youtube.com/username or something. Yeah.
I mean, eventually be doing Ghosts of the Badlands and then review stream and then Berserk Deluxe Volume
Berserk.
8.
Possibly an art chill.
Yes, depending on when. I know I don't know when Otter have to do a lot of stuff, but on Otter's channel, I'll be doing a video with him on Frequency's book.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
You can also find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. I still got to post something on there.
There you go.
That's about it.
I think everybody's in the same kind of situation. Got a comment here I didn't read. Parting plugs. Yeah, here we go. Guilty Gearhead. Thanks for making it all the way.
Otter
to the
doesn't
end.
like to part with his plug, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. Too bad he's not here to defend himself. And yeah, imakecomics.com is the URL that'll forward you to Rattel Comic, where you can find out more about this comic I'm working on. And I also take 1 or 2 commissions per month. So if you're interested, you can always contact me through. I don't think I have my address there. I'll have to make it available. Well, this week. Also need to put the flats up. The flats are done. I just need to upload them on the site and get started on the colors.
That's right.
Yeah. So thank you for coming, everybody, and let's hop on out here. I need to put these in the right. I need to put them like all at the top so I can quickly find them.
Do it. Do it.
Do it now. This is really professional operation, folks.
Do it.
Okay, I got the old Canada here. Where the fuck is the... Oh, goodbye. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Goodbye.
Where the fuck is the Canada clip?